Welcome everyone to Clash Royale League Asia 2019. It is week number 3, day number 1. My name is G Clef, and as always, we've got Paper Thin.
It's because it's Thursday. I'm here.
Oh yes, and we're excited because we are on the new patch. Let's see what happens. No wall breakers though. Sorry guys, I'm gonna spoil it. No.
Somebody maybe goes a little crazy. They
Uh-huh.
might try that log bait variant. That's the only one I could imagine anyone trying.
And Bomber.
But I don't think so.
Bomber about at the same level as wall breakers. I don't think they're gonna make it too many times. Maybe once with that big buff.
Yeah.
Even with that big buff, we've only seen a couple of times. Not even too many times in the ladder at all.
No.
And it's gonna be mostly lots of giant dark prince, lots of goblin log baits. I think we're gonna have some shift in the meta, but I think we're gonna see most of the old ones, like lots of royal giants still. Of course, the royal giant didn't change, so
Yeah.
I think we expect to see the same.
Yeah, I think the biggest change is probably we're going to see a little more Dark Prince. I think
Yes.
that's probably the most likely thing that you're going to see more of. The Goblin Barrel change wasn't massive. It's a nice little buff, and it was needed, I think, for that card because of how easy it is to log or Barbarian barrel that thing. But this is our current standings.
Yes, we can talk about the patch a little.
Talk about it more later.
Yeah, exactly. You are reading my mind.
That's what I always do. I'm always in there just sucking up.
Stop scaring me, okay? Group A today. Yes, look at the left side of the screen. OP Gaming, Game with Brenny, Sports Destination Gaming, Talent, Sandbox. They still have a lot of matches left as before we go Group A versus Group B. And tomorrow we're gonna have Group B. But what Group A has been showing us, they actually have. I would actually say Group A and Group B has somewhat different meta. Group A has a lot more golems, like heavy play. We wait until the minute, and then you just go face to face who destroys first. We've seen a lot more of that compared to Group B.
Yeah, Group B definitely more of a cycle-based deck, especially with players, you know, like Benzer, who plays that Hog Rider
deck, yes.
Earthquake deck so well.
Uh-huh.
And then, I mean, you have the Ponos teams, which likes to do a lot of cycle as well, so that you just see a ton of cycle over in Group B. And then, yeah, Group A, though, I see a lot more P.E.K.K.A. I see a lot more Golem, like you mentioned. Both regions play a lot of Lava Hound, so I'll be curious to see how much of that we continue to see going forward.
Yeah, Lava Miner, Lava Balloon, still a very strong deck that might be just coming out again today, but we had the matchups on screen, and first match is going to be Game With versus Sandbox Gaming. We have Game With here, KK, Roll Up Around, Yakitori, Yuihiro, and Blossom. 5-man roster.
Yep, not a bad start to the season for them. 2-1. A lot of that on the back of KK, who's been playing well in his 1v1 matchups. He's 2-1 in 1v1. He's 4-1 in King of the Hill games. So total in his 1v1 games this season, he's 9-4, which is really good.
Yeah, that's actually really, really high. I was also wondering when is Rolaparon going to come out as in 1v1. I remember him having pretty good scores from last year. Actually, but switching over to the red side, and their uniform actually matches the color.
They got new uniforms.
I know, look at that.
Those are nice.
Before it was just gray and black, kind of blend, but with that red, it looks a lot brighter and better.
It's an intimidation factor, psychological warfare.
Oh, maybe that's the reason why.
Maybe.
But they got their color on. Ido, Greed, Sado, and of course Shinchu. Waiting.
Yeah, not been the best of starts to the season for them. They're 0-3 right now, so they're looking to pick up their first win of the season. It just has been a struggle across the board for them. They can't find much in the way of 2v2s. They're 1-2, 1v1. They're 1-2.
Yeah, I was actually having higher expectation. We know Connie, who's now coach, is actually really good, but as he moved up to a coach role, I thought he's gonna transfer all his skills to the players, but not yet. But let's talk about what's on the screen. Ooh, Balloon and Lava. So it seems like we're staying ground for the first 2v2. Yakitori Yuihiro for Game With, Ido Shinchu for Sandbox. KK once again, okay, for Game With, and Sado comes out this time from Sandbox.
Yeah, so this is interesting for the 2v2 since there's no Balloon or Lava Hound available. This is going to be a very ground-heavy set of decks, so you expect a lot of Inferno Tower and that kind of thing. So I would expect to see either Earthquake or Lightning to counter that, or I guess you could try Skeleton Barrel. That's still available. You could try Skeleton Barrel.
And this is even better because with that Dark Prince buff, we've been seeing a lot more Golem push with the Double Prince. I think we're likely to have that along with some Giant Skeletons. I think that's what we're expecting here. Of course, Miner can sneak in here and there. Lots of Bomb Tower, Inferno Tower, and maybe some Earthquake. I think we're slightly moving away from Earthquake, but because of those bans, I think Earthquake is basically needed for both teams.
Yeah, I think so. I think Earthquake is pretty useful here in this situation. Lightning is okay too.
Oh yes,
I think you have to have one of the two. And also, it's going to be a little more difficult to run the Goblin Barrel type stuff. So I don't, and the Hog Rider. So I don't know if we're going to see much of that fast cycle 2v2 style
because see some wall breakers in 2v2.
Maybe it could be effective. I mean, if they're more likely to get to a tower than they, like a defensive building than they are to a tower.
I've seen some pushes like all in on the left side and then suddenly wall breakers on the right side.
Yeah,
that can happen, but it's not gonna work as well in competitive. These players are just so good.
Yeah,
they're ready for anything.
And you'll from time to time see people try to make something like a hog rider wall breaker kind of thing work with something that's fast in front of the wall breakers, or a lumberjack, because the wall breakers are pretty darn fast themselves to like tank a little bit for them. But it's not likely. It's really, really hard, especially against these high caliber players, to get the wall breakers in.
Yeah, I think we're about ready to jump into 2v2. Still, we're having the funky music going on. But let's see how the new patch actually affects the 2v2. In terms of 2v2, I think we're still in the days of Royal Giant, of course. But it can switch a little because the Dark Prince is on the way back to the league. Let's go into our first 2v2 of the day. Golem, golem, golem.
I feel it's pretty likely that we're going to see some golem at least.
Or we can have some giants.
Yeah, yep. Giants, absolutely. Yeah, Giants is fine too. Anything big, there it is. Yep.
Yes!
Yep, Princes. I think we're going to see some of that. Ooh, Valkyrie there, a baby dragon. There's that Dark Prince to counter that Valkyrie. Make short work of her.
Yeah, Yakitori Yuihiro, of course, having the giant double prince. The dragons in the air. And a P.E.K.K.A. It's almost like Ito and Shinchu, they were expecting a giant to come out.
Yeah, I mean, if Golem or Giant comes out, P.E.K.K.A's not a bad answer for it. So Mega Minion will get a couple more swipes in there onto that P.E.K.K.A. and wipe him out. So far, advantage, Yakitori and Yuihiro. There's 1,800 on the top left and 1,600 on the top right. So
yeah, they actually did a lot of damage already.
Yep. Ooh, Graveyard Freeze. Okay, so not much getting done from that, though.
Yeah, Skeleton's actually connecting to the Musketeer and the Dark Prince instead of the tower directly. So in terms of placement, Yakitori Yuihiro, they were okay. They had both diagonals covered.
Yeah, exactly. It was just the units will prioritize other units first before the tower. So if they see something that's kind of in the same range. There's a rocket there. Getting all three. Good rocket. Getting all three units. But now a poison and okay, a rage spell just dropped here. Trying to get that giant in, but the P.E.K.K.A. comes down and makes quick work of him. Ice Wizard slowing up the other air units on defense, so not much damage taken by the P.E.K.K.A. A little over half.
Now they just have to find the right cycle for P.E.K.K.A. against the giant, against those princes. I think the Ito Shinchu, even though they got a lot more initial damage on their own towers, with that P.E.K.K.A. I think they're actually okay. They got crazy amount of spells on the left. So
yeah,
having that freeze, if the graveyard connects a little better next time, I think they still have a chance.
Yeah, they're going to give it a go. The placement here, the Musketeer is very good, way outside of the range, typically of the freeze, although she's walking in towards it. The poison comes down on top of it as well, so that was a little more effective there.
He's catching out both princes and the Musketeer too, but this giant, without connecting to the prince, okay, it does drag, and actually, okay. I was thinking that is that Dark Prince going to go over the bridge or not?
Yeah. He was deciding whether or not he wanted to. That was a really weird situation there for that Dark Prince.
Yeah, in 2019, yes.
Yep, same defense here from Yakitori and Yuihiro, but now, you know, the Ito and Shinchu, they're starting to come back a little bit here with these graveyard pushes.
Yes, it's scratching slightly, slowly, but this rage push seems like it's really healthy. In terms of all the defensive freeze, you have to use it. Yeah,
the poison coming down here. If they can just get one or two hits onto this tower, then they can lightning it.
Giant is
really
still
close. Tornado.
Good pull.
Oh, that was so much elixir burned on that defense. I don't know. This is going to be difficult here for Sandbox.
But as long as they have okay, Musketeer does get caught in that rocket.
All right, well, they are really close to rocket damage. Now they're in rocket damage.
Yeah, they're in.
Now they're in rocket damage.
They're over 17.
Yep.
So one more rocket, so they just have to defend this one and find their cycle.
Yeah, a poison won't do it here for Yakitori and Yuihiro, so this is going to be really close. It's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, they also have their lightning, so maybe they're saving up their elixirs. It's gonna be really close.
Oh, they just
Let's see that rocket or lightning. I think
is it going to come?
May just be used.
Can they get the lightning off before? No.
No, not in time. I think they were really busy trying to focus on pushing a little further.
Yeah.
Because rocket does take a lot of elixirs. Also traveling time. Maybe Gameway thought they had a little bit more time and along with the cycle because they just used the rocket right before too. But that was a close game.
Really, really close there. I mean, it just came down to who could cycle into their spell faster there at the end and still maintain defense. really interesting stuff here from Sandbox. A big win for them here on game number 1 and 2v2.
The moment they found the right cycle with that P.E.K.K.A against the Giant, Giant didn't even get close to the tower too much. They also have the Tornado, which goes against really well all those slow units like the Golem, the Giant, and timing that pretty well and choosing to freeze defensively when they were low on elixir trying to cycle through all the next cards. I think they had really good, nice pattern to actually defend against game with.
Yeah, and that a little bit of RNG luck there at the end where those last 3 skeletons came on the bottom where the Prince wasn't and got that Princess Tower into range of the rocket for Sandbox Gaming there. But I really like the idea of the defense they have there with the Tornado, the Tombstone, the Ice Wizard to really just, like you said, keep those big units that are already slow even slower and keep them away from the tower.
With that Tornado as well, so they have a lot of chance. Also, game with having the Dark Prince next to Princess Tower, also Musketeer towards the center. I think it was the ideal position with what they had against the Graveyard.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was good. It was good defense, and it took a while for them to chip through. But let's find out what happens here in game number 2. What will change? What will be the same? That was so close, though.
Yeah, but choosing Giant over Golem, I think Giant has a lot more speed and less time it takes to gather, of course, less elixir cost. Game it's gonna stay. It seems like they're staying with the same one.
Yeah, let's see if there's what kind of wrinkles they'll throw in here. And it looks like so far Ido and Sinchu looks pretty similar. Yep, they're just gonna go right for the Graveyard here. And instantly, I believe that was a defensive poison there from GameWith to protect against this Graveyard. So it looks like that's a little bit of a change we've already seen. They did not run, well, they had poison, but they were using it offensively.
Yeah, even the Baby Dragon connects 3 shots, and the P.E.K.K.A melts the Giant and the Dark Prince. So compared to what GameWith actually did right up on the left side, it's nothing.
Yep, let's see what their response here is at Electro Wizard to slow things down. And okay, this could be good for them if the RNG is good.
And the Rocket together with that Tornado, they're getting some value out of 1 spell, 2 spells together.
Oh my gosh, that was really well executed. That Tornado pulling everything together right in time for the Rocket. Whoa.
And they actually chose to attack on the left after they have done about 700 damage onto the right side because they had the P.E.K.K.A pushing. It's how much they actually got from deleting all those Giants on the left side.
Yep, okay, so gonna set up for another Prince Giant push.
Ooh, tricky here.
Yeah, the Graveyard coming through with the Baby Dragon
Princess
again.
locked onto the Baby Dragon for a while.
Snowball there to wipe up a lot of damage. Fair amount of damage coming through. Just on, there wasn't even a spell there for Sandbox. It was just the Graveyard. Well, other than the Graveyard, of course.
I think a center Tornado pull can just be enough, but because that's slow, actually slows down a lot. And
yeah, and the Skeletons, it gets 1 punch. It's One Punch Man. But it's not as effective.
It doesn't destroy the tower with just 1 punch. Yes. It doesn't destroy the whole arena.
No, no, it should. It should. All right, so decent, much better defense that time from GameWith on that Graveyard. Now they've got an offensive poison to try to support this push, but another freeze coming down from Sandbox to slow this up, and a Valkyrie right in the middle of all of it, but she gets deleted.
Yeah, trying to buy time for the next set of spells. Because right now they were trying to save up for P.E.K.K.A all the time, but they were a little short. But now here it comes from Shinchu.
This P.E.K.K.A's got a lot of damage coming his way, though. 2 Mega Minions, a Baby Dragon, and an Ewiz just erase him. He is gone. This Baby Dragon will get finished up, but looks like GameWith has found a pretty good way to defend against these Graveyard pushes, and this time there is no P.E.K.K.A in the back because he got erased.
It's gonna take some time, but getting some good value out of that poison, and also delaying both Prince out of the Giant range, so they can't really pair them 100%. That's extra set of Giant on range.
Whoa. All right, that having to use freeze there after that Tornado because they dropped another Giant right at the bridge.
P.E.K.K.A is coming.
Yes.
But it's gonna be a little bit later than the other pushes.
Yeah, 2 punches came in there from the Giant, and once again this P.E.K.K.A is just surrounded. He's not able to go anywhere. A log as well to knock him back, so they're forced to use another Tornado.
But the Ice Wizard has to do so much work slowing all of them down, pairing up with the Tornado, getting some synergy there. As that's the main issue here. As game weight, they have a lot of units, but a little too slow oftentimes, and that Ice Wizard is actually a big trouble.
Yeah, it's making it really hard for them, even with the rage, to get the Giant in there. So they're forced to basically spam 2 Giants. But a freeze here as well early on. This time freeze before Tornado. There's an E-Wiz coming up behind all of this. This time the Giant does not get in. They get the P.E.K.K.A down. He's a lot more healthy.
And this time no Ice Wizard. And so they can keep up with this push on the next set. Oh, this might be the finishing blow. Nope. Never mind, still a lot of spells.
Yep, they get the log off. It will get its damage onto the tower as well, so that's a nice little log they can use there. Normally the tombstone's outside of the range where you can get both the tower and the tombstone.
I think the Princess Tower from Sandbox Gaming should be tired of shooting all those arrows by now. Oh, it's actually reaching it! Oh, that P.E.K.K.A!
It's too far away.
And maybe Sandbox thought with that slow. Oh, they were going to kill that Dark Prince without a single hit. I think maybe they were misjudging that, or P.E.K.K.A missplaced.
Yeah.
Miscommunication, any of those could have happened at the final moment.
I think it was a misplacement.
But even if that didn't happen, I think Sandbox still had, Game Wiz still had poison, so they had a lot more ways of finishing the game.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like it was Game Wiz game. It looks like they had found the right rotations. I mean, we didn't even see a graveyard for the last minute of that game.
So they had no chance of using one because they were all spamming all those elixirs just for defense.
Right. That rocket was so good.
Yeah, that one was pretty cute. Ugh.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, having to use so many spells. Tornado and freeze. You know, that's 7 elixir right there. And then you got to drop P.E.K.K.A. That's another 7. You know, behind all of that. It's just so much to deal with. And then your P.E.K.K.A.'s dying, not really getting much damage done. And that's kind of what you need from him.
The less pulls they did with the Tornado every single time. And they were getting scratches from the logs, from some spells, and maybe a Giant Punch here and here often, so on. And Sandbox, they couldn't really find their own time for that win condition. Graveyard, that's a lot of extra elixirs they gotta think about.
Right. And you know, it's like with that Dark Prince and the other units there, and a defensive poison used one time as well by Game Wiz. It was just really hard for them to get that graveyard going.
Yeah, with just one solution, one spell brought by Game Wiz that changed a lot in game 2. But it comes down to the final game. Having the graveyard against the poison is a tough one when your winning condition is basically cancelled by one spell.
Right. Yeah, it makes it really hard because you're throwing down, you know, the graveyard and then also, you know, the 4 elixir for either poison or freeze, depending on which option you want to go for, or maybe both. I've seen that before.
Yeah, so I think Sandbox Gaming, they were really trying to pull that tornado rocket at least a few times, in order to get some value out of it, so that they can use the graveyard. Let's see if they can do it again. I think they brought the same one again, both teams.
It sure looks that way.
Maybe a few different spells, but
well, okay.
The gameplay card seems
an Electro Wizard. That's a new change here from Sandbox. That's probably to help deal with the princes. Slows down their charges, resets all that.
Yeah, that's right.
So, okay, we got dual princes and a rocket coming through. What's it going to hit? That Dark Prince move? Oh, it gets both of them.
Nicely done, but of course only the shield away from the Dark Prince. Okay, a big push coming.
Oh my gosh. That Alex over to that tombstone just
still
deleted.
No ground units.
Oh my gosh. This is really dangerous here for Sandbox. There is so much damage.
Oh
my gosh. They have no elixirs. They're down to 3 on each side. Oof.
Yeah, good choice by Game Wiz to take that rocket hit and push with maximum elixirs. That was 6 elixirs down from Sandbox for doing some more damage to the tower. So that was a choice that they thought they were okay with, but Game Wiz, they're not going to let that go easily.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage to the King Tower already. So they got to be extra careful of that as well now. Trying to make a P.E.K.K.A. push work here with the graveyard.
Defensive poison though, so it's not going to be as effective, and they also have lots of prints ready to defend.
The
P.E.K.K.A. gets to it!
The baby dragon only allows the one swipe from P.E.K.K.A.
968, still a little far away from taking the tower down, when their own King Tower is only 1761. So going for that 3-crown possibility.
Yep, you got to keep the pressure on here. Keep them off. E-Wiz comes down, a baby dragon. for Sandbox Gaming.
Baby Dragon does drag them a little. Okay, not enough.
Not enough. Prince wasn't able to get in. Defense time here. Here comes the Graveyard.
But game with, they were saving a lot of elixirs after
Yep.
dropping all those. When Sandbox, they were busy defending with extra E-Wizard and plus the Baby Dragon and the Skeletons, Ice Wizard continues.
Yeah, defensive poison used a freeze to try to get another Graveyard cycle going, but there's still a lot of elixir for Game With to work with here. They've got two.
One
of
more
those,
connect from the
but-
Skeleton.
oh,
Okay, that's going to be down.
That'll do it. Okay, so, but look up there on the top right. They're already trying to get a giant push
We've
in.
seen this before, but this time with the P.E.K.K.A., so it's a little bit better.
Oh, it got 2 punches in. I think they're just one. I think that maybe that second one didn't quite connect. He was swinging for it, but then the tornado came down. I don't think this Prince is going to quite make it. He does hit the Ice Wizard, but doesn't finish him.
Now it comes down. 1283, that's quite away from spell finishes. Okay, never mind, they're trying to get the spell finish. I think they're actually pushing for that because only 2 minutes 30 seconds still left in this game.
Yeah, I think they're just going to try to poison lightning their way into this. It's so low. P.E.K.K.A. coming down to try to deal with that giant once again. Tornado dragging everything back here, but
only the P.E.K.K.A.
defensive rocket. That is a great rocket, but that means you are in a lot of trouble if you're dropping a rocket that close to your King Tower.
That was some spicy jalapeno rocket, man. Oh.
That one ain't going to sit well in your stomach.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yes, that's for sure, yes. And let's see. Focusing on the left side with the freeze when game with, they can actually go for that 3 crown. I think that's exactly what they're trying to do.
That was a bit of a mistake there from Game with the snowball and the log there.
Lightning poison.
Yeah, the real story is top right.
Yeah, one more big spell should do it for game win. I think they've got this game and the set together. And against Graveyard, we all know what's the best counter. The poison.
Yeah, the poison really is the hero here. It does so well at defending against it. There's the offensive poison, and E-Wiz comes down as well. Game with just trying to make sure they can clean this defense up and then get cycle into their next thing. A log here, and
throw all the spells in your hand.
That'll just do it. That is it. Game with taking set number 1 from Sandbox Gaming.
Yeah, nicely done. As both teams actually kept this, not exactly the same. There were some spell changes, but the core was the same. And how they changed the cycle was pretty interesting to see. I think overall, Sandbox actually had a nice one until game 2. But having the exactly same freeze Graveyard in game 3 against the poison that you know it's coming, that was a little bit of a, I guess, stubbornness.
Yeah, they needed to change it up. For sure. I think they needed to try something different in game 3 there. I mean, they played very well and they kept it very, very close. And you guys will kind of see this here. You know, when they made those rockets work, it was quite fun. But
they got to get their full value all the time with that tornado. Unless that happens, sometimes it's a little hard to actually win.
Yeah.
And exactly what we had in game 2.
Yeah, and great use of the rage spell here to force out a lot of defensive poisons and tornadoes and these kind of things to try to keep the giant from getting any punches in. You know, that giant hits for, it's about 211 per punch, something like that.
Yeah, a little bit more than 200.
Yeah.
We know it's like about the damage of Fireball.
Yeah. It's about the same. So, you can see here, the tornadoes just keeping everything at bay, but there was too much from Game With on this push. And they just absolutely just smoked through this tower and then did a ton of damage to the King Tower as well.
Yeah. The rage helped them so much to push through. Of course, they had the tornado, which helped them defend a lot. Sandbox Game With having that rage in terms of their speed, just boosting them up a lot, helped them so much to actually gather all the damage, to keep the punches and their own spells to be offensive most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. It allowed them, you know, basically you're using, right, a giant and a rage. That's 7 elixir. That's basically like, you know, the P.E.K.K.A. equivalent.
That's right.
But you're, you know, forcing out a lot of defensive spells with that usage.
Yeah, that's usually what determines how much push over the bridge can you actually keep up. And because you end up doing spells, spell damage to the tower, like just small damage like log, snowball, it always chips up, especially like the poison. Rocket was awesome from Game With, Sandbox. but it didn't really connect too many times.
Yep. Well, we're moving on to the 1v1. It'll be KK, the 1v1 specialist for Game With. And he's going against Sato today. So Sato's first chance at a 1v1 outside of... Or no, wait. No. He did play a 1v1. I'm sorry. He lost to Toby Spirithawk when he played Ren Esports. And he's played some King of Dill, obviously. But that's right. He did play, but he lost 2 games to Toby Spirithawk. So
yeah, Sato and Greed playing 1v1 for Sandbox. But KK, he's a really popular player from Japan. And a lot of cheer all the time from the fans. I've seen the chat, and the support is amazing for the player.
yeah, he's really, really good. He's really good, man. I mean, he's just killing it.
And a lot of players actually wrote KK as the rival or one of the best players who they're keeping their eyes on. So KK, let's see what he's got. He's played before and he's got that great of a result. I think that shows already. But Sato's putting up a real challenge here.
Yeah, Sato, you know, this, as you can see, one of his favorite cards is the Baby Dragon, which is banned. He banned it himself, so he doesn't feel like using it. So
yeah, in this meta, without the Baby Dragon, you can just replace it with the Musketeer, so it actually works okay for most of the decks.
Yeah, there's a lot of decks that are pretty easy to cycle the Baby Dragon out with.
Let's see.
What do we got?
Here comes the meta changes, boys.
Wall breakers. No, we're not gonna see that.
Okay,
Zap.
That's a new spell.
Not snowball.
And a log.
And a log. Okay. The miner coming down here. Dark Prince right away.
Oh yes, this bad boy's gonna come out a lot starting from today.
Yep, definitely. Got a nice little buff there. So we'll see what kind of other things behind that Dark Prince. There's that Musketeer that we talked about. It will help take down that Mega Minion. Goodbye.
Yep, and KK has brought the same, about the same, a little different. Yeah, Giant Double Prince with 3 spells with Fireball.
Yeah, I figured we were going to see a lot of like Prince Giant stuff today because of the resurrection of our... Yep, both players just drop a Prince right there.
Yep, and just the difference will be the Miner from Sato. Let's see how the push goes.
Yep, Mega Minion coming in. The first Giant goes down, the other Giant goes down. Ooh, a zap there. Try to give their Prince a little more time. Both players just having a basically completely even trade there. A little bit KK's advantage.
Yeah, in this deck, it just feels like you put down the Giant all the way in the back, or Musketeer, something to push with the Giant, and then you just use your spells. It looks simple, but how you use your spells is going to change a lot of how the game goes.
Right, and you got to be careful with the placements of the Princes to make sure they don't do weird stuff like go around your Giant.
Yeah, sometimes you can just win by stopping the charge with the Zap on this deck. So the Zap timing will be crucial for both players.
Same with Log. Log stops the charge as well. So a Fireball is our final.
Did it connect? I think it took out the shield, yes.
Yeah, it got the shield.
So that was actually nicely timed.
Yeah.
A little bit unlucky for KK.
Yep, so this is going to be a very, very, very close match, I think. There. Musketeer doesn't go around. Okay, it's good. It wanted it. It thought about it, but it didn't quite do it. Double Princess here. Just an early log to slow down that charge. Okay. Electro Dragon.
Electro Dragon, okay. Oftentimes it is also the skeleton sometimes, but that's also a good way to stop all the charges and also slow down the Giant.
Yeah, I really like the Electro Dragon.
They can be E-Wizard or skeletons. There are some difference in the variations in the deck. Sato actually, let's see how well he uses that, because Fireball will be on that Dragon oftentimes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the log stopping that charge, but he gets the charge in, does KK.
Switching sides.
Oh, yeah, switching sides here.
Yeah, so that Dragon will be basically wasting defensive binder.
Oh, that Prince on the top left and on the top right. The Giant getting a lot of damage done here for KK. Huge turn of events here.
But he didn't end up getting more than the left tower. Sato, still he's got farther ways to go, but KK can actually switch sides once again to find another surprise attack.
Yeah, this opens up a lot of things for KK to do. Here comes the Prince and a Fireball. Takes out the Mega Minion. A Miner comes in, a Mega Minion to deal with him. Another log, doing a little extra chip damage. So Sato caught up a little bit on that push. The Prince won't quite make it there. Ooh, a zap there to make sure the Mega Minion doesn't get a swipe in on the tower.
You're just cycling through as well because against the Musketeer, it's harder to just use the zap all the time. Sato's losing an elixir cycle as well a little bit.
Right. Ideally, you want to be using that Fireball because then you another spell that hits it or anything else.
Another punch.
Okay.
Sato wants to
98.
push a little further and use that Electro Dragon, and that's also the reason why KK kind of switched side to the right, because he doesn't want that Electro Dragon to stack up with the push, because that becomes what makes difference here.
Right, the chain bouncing from the lightning, exactly. You just don't want that happening. All right, so this time he is able to get the Electro Dragon with the push. An immediate Fireball comes down and it gets taken out by the Musketeer. Counter
Nice lock-in.
Fireball. Yep, okay. Miner's getting a few decent hits in, and I don't think that Giant up top's going to make it. Another Giant immediately dropped. Giant and Mega Minion here for KK. Just trading blows. Neither player really wants to give in here, but we've got a minute left of overtime.
All right. Maybe we're not going to see a single crown, but still, all the damage counts. KK, he's about to get it. He wants, even saving up the zap, putting some damage to tower. That's another 84, I believe, with the log.
Yep, and Dark Prince here to help deal with this Giant. A Mega Minion as well coming down. Mega Minion behind the troops for Sato, but he's going to get taken out here.
The
It's
KK,
so hard to make a push
keeping all the push so that he can actually get some of those offensive spells like the zap.
Oh, this is going to be it. The Fireball doesn't even need to happen.
I think Sato realized at that moment, okay, I don't have too much time, and I don't have extra spells or ways to actually win against him. And KK's defense was actually really good against all the miners. His timings were great. And sometimes it's hard to defend. You can just have like pure defense and just miner attacking the tower oftentimes with that deck. But KK did not let that happen at any time.
No, it was just really well played all around. And I think, having that Musketeer there really made a big difference because it was able to finish off the Mega Minion and the Electro Dragon whenever they got
Next
Fireball.
level production.
Oh!
Gojin production.
Zoom in there. Get to see some action. Love it. These Fireballs, such a good Fireball. Getting 3 units all in the same Fireball. And then here comes the last push. This is it from KK. Just able to get in here. Double zaps. Tries to slow everything down.
Yeah, I think for today, what we have are 1v1. We're going to have a lot of these decks with some difference with the E-Dragon to E-Wizard or some lower Elixir Skeletons or some of those units that's going to stop the Prince or the Dark Prince a little better. I think that's going to be the main, especially when we have something like the Baby Dragon ban.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's a lot harder to have something, because if you have, like, you think when you think about taking out a Prince, you're like, all right, well, I need to have, like, a Goblin Gang or something like that. It's pretty good at taking, dealing with a Prince. But the problem is most of the spells that you're bringing are the light spells that are going to eliminate those units, and then you have the Dark Prince as well, who has a big AoE punch now because the range at which he hits things got bigger. So it's kind of you got to find the right units to buy you some time.
Yeah, the little difference, of course, Musketeer, which is away from the other units, doesn't really get caught by the Fireball. It does oftentimes, but not always because it's away. But Miner has to be used for the Musketeer sometimes, not directly to the tower. And if it goes to the tower, it doesn't actually do the full damage because of that Musketeer. So Sato had a lot of problems to solve in Game 1. So I think that's also the reason why they called for timeout. Of course, they lose one more. That's it. So all the logics follow, but what changes have been made? I think that's what we're looking for here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they're both going to run Double Prince again and maybe just change it up a little bit. But that music means it is time. Game number 2.
Bring that P.E.K.K.A.
Match point.
Because we have so many giants in ladder Grand Challenge nowadays, Mini P.E.K.K.A. is actually not a bad one too.
That's a good point, yeah.
We've seen some counters. Okay, Flying Machine. Flying Machines means a lot of different things. But right now, a lot of times it's Royal Hogs together.
Right. So,
And it's actually a bad matchup because Flying Machine destroys the Furnace all the time just like that.
yeah.
So KK's got to be careful about the timing.
Guards and Miner trying to come down here and get something, but the Barbarians coming down here to help keep this push back.
But still good amount of push for KK. Let's see what follows for Sato.
Prince.
And the Royal Hogs on the other side. Okay, Furnace, the best time. Sato, I think he's just looking for that cycle with that Flying Machine plus the Hogs coming together, just destroying that Furnace.
Right, right.
Let's see how KK stops that in his own cycle.
Oh, Minion Horde here. Okay, that's an interesting little variation on this deck. A lot of times you might see something like the bats instead, because they're a little cheaper there, and you see those paired with the Royal Hogs very often. But a bomb tower here as well, coming down for Sato to play some defense. That Miner gets in pretty clean. Sato doesn't opt to deal with it, so it will just do almost its full damage there. And that's the real difference so
now
far.
that's tough. KK's waiting for that Royal Hog all the time with that Furnace. I think he's also got poison with this one. Yeah, with this Miner. So Hog shouldn't be a big of a problem. It will be a big problem when KK starts using poison for that Flying Machine, but he doesn't really need to. He's got a lot of other ways to destroy that.
Yeah, the bomb tower also another interesting pickup here. The Furnace coming down immediately, getting to those Minion Horde, gets about half of them there. A snowball as well, needs to push them off. Down to the bottom right, one Barbarian does get through. There's a few hits of damage. Prince immediately put down to deal with that Bandit. There's a Flying Machine. Another group of Barbarians coming in here with the Musketeer.
So this is actually a really interesting one from Sato. It's not the most common we have, but
Right, usually you see
tower
like
here
bats and
with
not
the minion.
Yeah.
Minion Horde, and the Fire Spirit destroys them. Really nice snowball. Still takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's got to drop some guards to distract that Bandit and that last minion there. So he's able to get some decent defense here. A nice mix-up with that Miner placement up on the bottom right-hand corner of that Princess Tower. That was really nicely played.
So Sato doesn't have the best card against the Miner. That's the real problem. And he's got to use that Barbarians against him, against KK. So having the different times so that Fire Spirit doesn't really connect to the boat. And healing spell for that Minion Horde. And no Fire Spirits here. I think he's waiting for, KK's waiting for that snowball. Doesn't even need it.
He had to drop so much elixir to make sure those healed minions weren't able to get onto his tower.
They survived a little bit longer, but it didn't really do crazy amount of damage onto the right side. I think that's exactly what Sato's looking for. Did fail.
Yeah. And there's that poison that we expected here from KK, taking out that Flying Machine. And a Musketeer coming in to help clean up these Barbarians. No hits at all. A bomb tower, just a cycle here from Sato.
Dropping the Bandit against the Miner is okay, but you do want to get the dash from the Bandit and oftentimes some damage from the Hogs. This one can actually be effective. Oh, the Furnace right in between.
Wow.
Nice clutch.
That is great Furnace placement. That just absolutely buys you so much time and kind of nullifies a lot of what that
He
heal
was
wants.
actually waiting for that Horde to be right next to the Furnace so the Fire Spirit connects. So KK was calculating that.
Really good stuff. All right, he's got to deal with a pretty big push coming in here from Sato on both sides. Good Furnace placement there to draw in units from both sides.
As long as he puts an okay defense. Okay, even the heal, but is that enough to reach his target?
I don't know.
Damage.
That's a lot of damage. Oh, and here comes the Bandit as well. Is she going to get through?
And this
oh my gosh, just in time.
Snowball's just not enough to finish this, so one scratch from the Hog. Oh, and it does finish. Oh, that healing spell.
Yeah.
Making some work.
Outside of 2v2, I can't remember the last time I saw
spell.
it in 1v1 in Clash Royale.
I can't really recall the times it was used other than Clash of Clans too many times. But for that one elixir, it actually changed a lot in the final moment because I think KK also had it. He was thinking about his own Snowball plus the poison to finish up the game.
Right. Well, we're going to get another timeout here. Yeah, you're exactly right. He's looking for a way to get that snowball through, but then there was just so much that was coming down on both sides from Sato there. I mean, you had Barbarians, you had the Hogs. I think there might have been another unit in there, and it was just, and this heal, just crazy good.
Hogs blocking. So either the Minion Horde or the Hogs are supposed to block those Fire Spirits. That's why he was actually using like Barbarians onto the other side, so he doesn't waste all of them together. But this heal plus the Snowball slowing them down, making sure that some of the minions connect to the tower. That was beautiful.
Such good play there by Sato. Great play by both players. And these Furnaces try to buy as much time as they can, but it just isn't enough. The Royal Hog's able to just chip through there and get the last 58 damage onto that.
Yeah, that was
Princess
close.
Tower.
Woo! I think that was just a little more with the damage. Snowball plus the poison onto the left, top left. So KK had his winning conditions, just waiting for the spells. And he actually, I think he hesitated just for like 0.2 seconds on that snowball because he wants to use it offensively, but he's got to use it defensively first. So do I bring this to a longer game or do I finish it now? I think those kind of on the moment decision making was actually what determined the game here.
Yeah, and it's really hard because he's going against a deck that can do a lot of damage really fast with those Royal Hogs and bridge spam type things. You know, so he has to play defense until he can buy himself enough time to get off that win condition. And it just, you know, Sato just kept the pressure on and found a moment where he had a big push and was just able to get enough damage done to finish the round.
Yeah, Sato's deck actually did have a really quick cycle with all those Minion Horde and all the Barbarians. I think those two are the heaviest cards in terms of elixirs. And the rest were really quick, really cheap, like the healing. And what other cards? I don't remember all the cards.
Well, it's
a
like
Flying Machine,
Royal
Hog.
Bandit.
Oh, yes. So cheaper than the other ones.
Yeah.
As long as that matters. Okay? As long as that stays.
All right. Well, that was a really interesting game. I like.
Yeah, with the Flying Machine, we knew that it was some Royal Hog variation, but Sato's bringing some new colors here with the new meta.
Occasionally, you'll see Flying Machine and Golem decks.
Yeah,
time to time.
Still exists. Yes,
Yeah.
but
Not as
Golem's pretty slow in terms of how we're handling things in the meta.
Right. Okay. Bandit, Electro Wizard, a Poison coming down here from KK. Furnace and an Ice Golem this time, so a little bit of a change up. Is this going to be the graveyard deck from KK?
We'll see.
There's that Ram Rider that's become very popular.
Yeah, Ram Rider, P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider has been more of a trendy one.
Yep.
Or Mega Knight also.
Mega Knight as well. Yep. You can interchange those two in this deck. Oh my goodness. What does KK have for this? That Ram Rider gets his charge in. Gets another, I believe it might have got another hit, but right now, this Mega Minion's going to get some damage done as well. Good placement there with the Musketeer because that means he doesn't get another jump into the tower.
Yeah, he actually drew it into the other tower, so that's not as bad as what could have been.
Yep. There's that graveyard.
Yeah, when KK is solely focusing on that top right, that one single crown is usually what matters to determine the game win.
Yep, so the Mega Minion goes down. The Electro Wizard will also get taken out by that poison. So that was a nice counter punch there by KK. Really getting that tower down to 1367. So he advantaged KK right now. Furnace to distract a little bit. This big push coming in.
Sometimes the Mega Knight Ram Rider does have a poison. Or it could be Zap poison in terms of spells. But well, so far what we're seeing without the because Graveyard has been out already. Ooh, this is gonna actually Asada's clearly not too happy about that.
These Musketeer placements from KK are absolutely
He does have the poison, and he found the cycle. I don't think this is the worst. Okay, he took a lot of damage to the tower. Okay, it's not too
bad. That was pretty decent there. That was like 400 damage, so that was pretty good. That's a pretty good use of the Graveyard poison there. Ram Rider coming in. She'll get the charge onto the Furnace. The Furnace gets a few more Fire Spirits out. An Ice Golem to distract this Electro Wizard. See here, trying to make another push, but immediately he wants to get that Graveyard going Barbarian Barrel comes down to clean up some of those skeletons. No poison yet from
So this
KK.
is sort of a race then of sudden Barbarians against the Mega Knight, okay, but you can actually break through with the Ren Rider with the snare, but too many units together.
Yeah, there's too much here. Let's see if KK gets another Graveyard Poison. Just Poison. Just wants to get rid of that Electro Wizard. Graveyard goes down as well. A Mega Minion having to be dropped here to
Mega
try
Knight.
to deal with this. Or Mega Knight, sorry, thank you.
It's a
Mega
little
Knight.
big for a Mega Knight, Mega Minion. It's
I
actually
wanna-
not flying
It's got
too.
Mega in it, okay?
Okay, I get it. But with an extra poison and the next cycle with the Graveyard, it should at least scratch once. So KK is in a winning condition. Just has to defend against these.
Barbarians come down. But yeah, that looks pretty good. This looks pretty good for KK here.
And a cycle for Graveyard with the poison. One single skeleton. I think Sada knows what's gonna happen. He's no Doctor Strange. Can't change the future. And that's gonna be KK with another set win on his record. Wow, this player is on a roll.
He's so good.
I know. No wonder why he has so many fans. Yeah, supporting him all the time.
Yeah, he's just, that puts him, what, 3-1 in his sets?
I think
in his
so.
1v1 sets?
Yes.
That's crazy good. I mean, if, you know, obviously you want to be better than, you know, 50-50, but
Oh yes, of course.
3-1 is a really good start for him, and he once again does it, defeating Sato, who played well. Game 2 played really, really well.
Uh-huh.
Game 3 just couldn't quite find a way.
Yeah. 2-1, 2-1, but in terms of set score, it is 2-0. So no King of the Hill for the first match, and GameWit takes it. As they're really showing what they can do with this new roster. For many of the fans, missing Shun for the team, as he went back to schooling, I believe. Google translations, of course. But a lot of teams had worried that they might not have a star player anymore, but KK is bringing it home, actually.
Yeah, this guy showing up and being one of the stars here for Clash Royale League Asian.
That's only the first match for tonight. We've got 2 more matches. Next matchup, OP Gaming versus Brand Esports. Some hype behind this match. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Brand Esports, the best team in the world. Let's see, because they are up against OP Gaming, and OP Gaming may take down the best. No, I know you guys. I know a lot of you in chat are cheering for Brand Esports, but OP Gaming, they have been doing really well this season so far.
Yeah, they're 3-0. They're pretty good.
Oh,
Brand
yes.
Esports, I mean, of course, you know, has been looking really strong as well. I mean, they've got a lot of players who are capable of winning in 1v1
Totally.
or 2v2s. You know, you've got Monong GP, who's of course quite good. You know, Jai is pretty decent when he did do well in his King of the Hill game, even though he lost to Jake in his 1v1 matchup, but he's still pretty good. We've seen him in the past, and he's a good, solid player.
And what OP Gaming has is a roster of a lot of really good 1v1 player as well. So that's going to be the real challenge, because Brand Esports, they're known as better 2v2 team, real teamwork.
Expo Master's asleep. He's like, nah, guys, I don't.
Maybe the light is too bright.
Okay, it could be. That actually, it is sometimes when you're up on the stage. When you're on the stage, you don't realize how bright the lights actually are. All right, over to Brand Esports. Trainer Ken, Toby Spirit, Hawk, No Aim Sai, Monong GP, and Jai. About to find out what our lineups will be today.
All great players, of course. Showed a lot of 1v1 switches. We had, was it Noem Sai or Jai before? And also Toby, once and a few of the King of the Hill. They showed some shakiness in their deck choices. They had a lot of all-ins. Not as more of those common decks as what we see from the other players.
Yeah, we'll see what they opt to go with here. I mean, they've tried a couple different 1v1 setups and 4 different 2v2 setups, it looks like. So they haven't found the 2v2 they like. The 1v1s have gone relatively well for them, but they're 2-1 overall.
Ooh. Oh, Asher, the duo, Monong GP, Trainer Ken, the duo from Brand Esports. Okay, let's see a lot of this pair.
Yeah, they've played 2 times together.
And also, I believe last year they had a lot of these duo. And Expo Master, I believe he played in few of the 2v2 last week, but he switches over to 1v1 again. And Jai, that Baby Dragon minor band. So that 1v1 is going to be interesting how they select the decks. Because if you switch out the Musketeer, sometimes you switch it out for the minor, but minor is also banned. So lots of decks are actually has to be switched with that ban. And for 2v2, Golem Tornado ban. Lava Hound time with Royal Giants.
yeah, I have a feeling we'll be seeing some Lava Hounds in the 2v2. Maybe. We'll see, but we're back to a lot of the, I think with the
Giants.
The Giant Prince stuff possibly as well. So maybe that's why we're switching back over to Ho and Asher here. As you can see, he likes to use the Prince and the Giant.
And OP Gaming keep on mentioning that they have something special for you, especially for 2v2. And to the opponent, they say, you better be ready, because we got 100 different stuff coming at you.
Clone. No,
Mirror.
that's what I want. Mirror. Mirror would be.
Are we
really
ever going
weird.
to see that Goblin Barrel mirror clone on the King Tower?
Oh yeah, no professional
Destroyed
team
with
that would ever
destroyed with
happen.
2 logs.
There's just no way. I mean, you're either got like Barbarian Barrel, Snowball,
Yes.
Poison. I don't know. There's so many spells that you bring into 2v2. It's just almost impossible to make that work. I mean, I'd love to see it.
We're seeing some changes, like there were some the same ones with a skeleton barrel this time
Yeah.
on that 2v2. Maybe that could be a strategy.
There you go. I'm in. I want to see some crazy stuff. That's what I'm all about.
Oh yes, I'm in for that too. This 2v2. It seems like we're having a lot of giants coming out. The golden bed. Let's see what the changes are. Here we go on top. Brand Esports in red. Bottom blue. OP Gaming.
Wow, what do we got? Show us.
Drop.
All right. Nope.
Is this 1v1?
It looks like they're both just gonna wait a log just to cycle in
No
some
way.
bats as well. Okay.
Trading spells.
Yeah. There's that Lava Hound. Thought we might see some of that. Barb Barrel with the Lumberjack
and
and
a
Balloon.
faster, quicker push onto the left side. Let's see if they also have freeze. Okay.
That Inferno Tower coming down, dragging away that balloon. Ooh, that Bomb Tower not in time to get that
Yeah,
Lumberjack.
he had enough elixirs for sure.
Yeah, that was a placement timing issue there.
Lumberjack will destroy your tower, my man.
Yeah.
1534.
We're on the right-hand side. The Lava Hound doesn't get much going. We're going to try to make this Lumberjack balloon push work again. Lumberjack gets in, does a little bit of damage. There's that freeze.
Yes.
Can this get in time? The Snowball pushes
Nice
it
knockback.
back. Just not enough time. But
Even with that rage from the Lumberjack. I think Brand Esports there, even though they took a lot of damage from that push, I think they're ready. They were almost, it seemed like they were almost ready for that freeze.
yeah, I think they kind of felt it coming,
Uh-huh.
and definitely were able to buy just enough time to make sure they didn't get a drop.
I could kind of feel it too. So if I can feel it, your players know it 100%. Okay, this.
What? What?
Okay, all-in push from Brand Esports on the left side.
All right, here we go. This is a baby dragon against a raged up
And
balloon.
yeah, and
Pekka.
okay, that's a lot of damage to the King Tower too. Lightning, offensive lightning by Brand.
Yeah, resets that beam on the Inferno. A fireball coming out to deal with the pups and the other units. A push back as well, so it looks like this was not an effective all-in here
Yeah.
from Brand Esports.
Brand, they will get the tower with lightning and snowball, but OP Gaming will go for that 3 crown. That's going to be another problem that they have to deal with by spending a lot of this push.
Yeah, great Inferno Tower placement there. Dragging that balloon for forever.
That's dangerous. Balloon with freeze and rage from the Lumberjack. 1608, and this one doesn't even get caught by the Inferno. Too far away.
All right, okay. They're trying to weaken up this right side.
Going for that.
Oh my gosh, we have Mega
Grab at the
Minions
same
on there as
time.
well. They're going to get both at the same time. Oh my gosh, you were absolutely right. That is crazy.
What did we just witness on screen?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, it felt like OP Gaming that there was no way.
Did they have secret elixir collectors on the back or something? It seemed like they had a lot more elixirs for some reason because they had that
Wow.
long push with that Lava Hound.
I wonder if there was some kind of problem. I don't know exactly what they're talking about. Because they defended that big push on the left from Bren really well. And then that one on the right just like looked like it was...
Yeah, they had it, because OP
Okay.
actually, I believe the right side player had some more elixirs, but he wasn't dropping everything. I was actually wondering what he's doing.
Yeah.
For a second, maybe there was some kind of device issue at the very end.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about here.
And that's why I kind of rolled it around and said it seemed like Brandy Sports had a lot more elixirs at the end. But let's see what the issue is. We will get the confirmation as soon as we receive a word from production.
Yep, we'll take a look at this and see exactly what happened here. I think we might be going for a redo here because it just was too weird for me. I'm like, why did that push on the right work so well? Because I'm like, OP Gaming was playing great defense.
Yeah, I think the refs are checking out the replay. Okay, never mind. Okay, they're having some the mic issues, the sound issues. So no regame here as that was won by Brandy Sports cleanly.
Yep. Bit of a bomb tower misplacement though there.
I want to see the final moments, like 5 replays.
Yeah. I need to see that many times.
Okay, yeah, this is where Brent gave up on the right tower.
Yeah, and then this push on the left didn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, because of that P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really stop it. No ground units here.
Yeah. Okay, so
They did have one, but it got deleted.
yeah, they just didn't have enough elixir left on the right-hand side to really deal with that push.
They actually, yeah, see, they have like 3, 4, some left elixirs. I think they, maybe the push was too gigantic. Sometimes you just end up just letting your hands go from the device sometimes.
Yeah. Well, try to get the microphone issue resolved here, but that is Brandy Sports taking game number 1 confirmed.
Yes.
We have that. We are good. All right, so
They are good.
Yeah.
What a major comeback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because oftentimes what we see is by sacrificing one tower, you end up doing a push that's also a lot less than what you take. Even though you put a lot more elixirs into it because the opponent has a lot more time to deal with it. But Brand just made it a lot better right after because they didn't end up focusing everything into one side.
Yep. That was really good. Really, really good.
Let's take a look at Brandy Sports. We'll be back in a minute.
I'm Toby Spirit Talk.
My name is Manon GP.
I was before in Counterlogic Gaming, that's a North American team for CLNA. So I think it's a really strong team and a good choice for me because I watched them for a longer time. Last season for 2nd place in the playoff and I was a little fanboy of them.
My twice all kill King of the Hill is a legacy. Not all players can do that and it's a rare thing happen. I'm confidently that my team will suck on Team A because hardest opponent of my team is in Team B. From OP Gaming, Expo Master.
Expo Master. He was like one of the best players last CRS season and I'm coming now here. If I meet Expo Master, I will probably win.
I will step on my comfort zone and will play unpredictable deck. Guys, be ready because our team is much stronger now. Watch out.
Good luck, guys.
All right. Some more information as we get to know all the players a little bit better. So
You wrote this down. It is Group A. In fact, they said Group B during the video.
so what happened? I understand. What happened is that translations again from Korean to English. So there were some, of course, the subtitles didn't match what the players were actually saying. Yeah, because of that reason. But of course, you can hear them. You can hear what they were saying. So good information and too bad for Toby because Jai's going against Expo Master today.
Yeah, if we get to the King of the Hill, he might get to face Expo Master.
That is right. If they both end up meeting each other, so no timeout. But there has been an issue with the intercom, where they have the mics and the sound together. 2v2, of course, if you have mic issues, we gotta resolve that first.
Yeah, it's pretty important to have your microphones working in 2v2. You need to be calling out what you're doing and when. That way, you and your partner don't both, log at the or use a spell at the same time.
Yes, when
You
there's
see
a
those two
goblin
logs.
barrel,
Yeah.
you see 2 logs or two barbarian barrels, and then you go, oh, oops, or wow.
Yeah, that's the wow emote for sure.
Well, ready for that second game of 2v2. Yeah, that's usually what happens in 2v2.
Yeah, it's when you play 2v2 like with random people, it's just it just gets weird with the double spell coverage and that kind of thing. Okay, there's the Hog Rider with the Lumberjack double.
Yeah, doppelganger double. Dark Prince from Brand Esports. They're on the run with the Miner. They want to push this.
Oh, snowball there to help push everything back some bats, but they get deleted there by the poison. So
Yeah, good. Pretty effective poison from Brand Esports.
yep. Oh, earthquake here.
To help the Hog reach the tower, but not this time with the stun from E-Wizard also.
Yep. All right, a Barbarian Barrel. Just to cycle a few cards here. They're just going to let it do a little damage. All right, then. Skeletons in the Lava Hound once again.
Oh, switching sides to the left. Yes. No elixir for Inferno Tower this time, so Hog is actually going to do some damage with the Rage. 3 hit.
Pretty good. That's definitely nice. But now they got to defend 2 pushes. Lumberjack, the Dark Prince, and Inferno Tower this time.
And they had to have some kind of Inferno, either the Dragon or the Tower. Got that defense against the Lava.
Yep. Miner coming in on the back of this, though, so it's tanking those Princess Tower shots. They have to use a giant snowball to push everything back. An offensive
the
poison
pumps!
as well. So much damage. Goodbye.
Princess Tower.
Woo! Man. Brent Esports looks so polished.
Yeah, sometimes that's... I believe OP Gaming is holding few more... They should be holding few more spells, but sometimes the Earthquake costs in that way. If they had poison, I think they could have took a lot less damage compared to what they did here. But, so they gotta make their own push work.
Yep, okay, here comes another Rage.
And
That's a freeze! A freeze here
That's
as well.
another spell.
That's a bit of a surprise. Gets a few extra hits in.
Okay, they have a minute for 2024.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Look at this push here. 2 Lava Hounds.
From all sides.
Baby Dragons.
Lots of pubs.
So scary. Oh my gosh. The Miner coming in here. It is not taking the Princess Tower shots.
Just 5 elixir from OP Gaming. Oh, they are taking a lot of shots.
Oh my gosh. That is so much damage to their King Tower. All right, but they've got a big push trying to make it work here. Up on the top right, the Hog Rider just goes straight into the tower. A snowball does end up backing him off, so he does only end up getting 1 hit there.
Brand Esports, they actually chose not to use their Inferno Tower there because of that Earthquake. Better choice, I think, because they were waiting for that second Hog here.
Yep, they don't want the Earthquake to damage to their Princess Tower as well.
Well done.
Yeah, really well done there by Brent Esports.
Lot of teamwork from Brand Esports.
Wow.
2-0. Yes.
That was
Show your muscles. That's an emote.
that patience on that Inferno Tower.
Yeah.
So good.
It's like they have done this 1,000 times. It comes from practice. It's really unique how Brand Esports, how they communicate in between, like using sign gestures and all that. And their teamwork really shows. It seems like it was totally on another level compared to OP Gaming here.
Yeah, I mean, they looked so in sync. It was just almost flawless from them. Just really, really well done, especially on their timings and their positionings and their ability to get all this going.
I know if the entire squad of Brand Esports they just dive onto the water, they can go for Olympics for synchronized, man. They got so much going on with teamwork. I mean, the first game was insane, but the second game looked clean against those Hog Riders.
Yeah, this was really, really good stuff, and it's really interesting to see like the fact that they know this so well that they can like look at each other for a second and kind of gesture a little bit. You know, especially Monarch GP, you see him do that a lot. He's always looking over at Trainer Ken, and
just notice their lips, how much they're actually talking within the game, and compare that on the bottom of the screen for OP Gaming. Not as much, for sure.
Right, that's very true. Pushes were just so good, and you know, Lava Hound, both games, and that Inferno Tower placement was just excellent because it forces the Earthquake to be too far away to get the Princess Tower as well, keeping that damage off of there so that OP Gaming can't finish it off with some spells.
Yeah, great deck choice with Inferno Tower, of course. What you're scared about is the Earthquake, but you got air units on your own. So great setup choices here, I would say. It's somewhat classic for 2v2, but against what OP Gaming had, Brand Esports. In terms of defense, I would say not flawless, but near perfection.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to go Earthquake when they're running the Lava Hound deck.
Yes.
It's because a lot of the air units and stuff are just not going to be taking the damage.
Here comes the
Yes.
Korean player, the Korean Benzer. He is Expo Master.
He's seriously, he hasn't lost a set. He hasn't lost a set, and he won the one King of the Hill game he played. So he's just doing Expo Master things.
I know, and he's a different style of a player compared to all the other Korean players, where usually Korean players don't really express too many things, or they're not as cocky, I would say.
Emotive. They aren't emotive.
Yes.
They don't show a lot of emotion.
Uh-huh.
Him and Alpha. Alpha.
Oh,
shows
yes,
a
he
lot
does.
of
Alpha,
emotion.
Alpha shows a lot, but Expo Master, he shows a lot of his confidence out
Yeah.
in the interviews and his expressions as well. But Jai, of course, not to be down with, he has some great records in 1v1, of course, and he has a lot of cycles, but last year he has shown us some heavy decks, which doesn't really show up too many times these days.
Yeah, it's not as common. We still do see the, like the P.E.K.K.A. Mega Knight,
Yeah,
the
the-
Ram Rider decks. Those are pretty heavy.
Yep, the bans are Baby Dragon and the Miner, so you can still bring out all those P.E.K.K.A. Ram decks. Just take out the Miner, replace with some Musketeer.
Yeah.
If you have to, Hunter, but depending on your personal preference a lot of the times.
Yeah, usually we see Musketeer
Ah.
these days. Somebody fighting.
Expo Master
Expo
fighting.
Master.
Yeah, it's literally Expo Master fighting.
He is so good. This is a real challenge here for Jai. This is game number 1 of our 1v1 set. Expo Master versus Jai. I like that song.
Or it can still just be
Gets me fired up. Furnace. We see so much Furnace now.
Earthquake, okay.
Earthquake. Whoa.
Hog Cycle.
Yeah, it definitely
We'll
makes
see.
you feel Hog Cycle. That's what we mostly see it paired with in 1v1. As we've seen Benzer absolutely use it so effectively. Musketeer.
Yeah, we often see that with the replacements with Baby Dragon.
Yep.
Nothing too strange.
Oh, the Prince here. Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna go too far. There are Expo decks with these pair-ups.
You just want it so
Sometime-
bad, don't you?
I'm just thinking, because he's the Expo Master and he hasn't been using it for some time.
It's a Royal Hogs deck. Okay, interesting.
Does have the defense? He just ended, I believe Expo just ended up using the Snowball, so not as... And he doesn't even need to really use it. Barely a few scratches on the bottom left.
Yep. Definitely. There's that Hog Rider
Uh-huh.
with the Valkyrie variant. So gets a few hits, takes out that Furnace, but will not get there. The Musketeer and the Princess Tower combining their forces to destroy the Hog Rider.
So in terms of Expo's cycle, without the Furnace, it's okay because he's got that Earthquake going on. But what he's got to be scared of are it's that Prince, because he doesn't really have a lot of small units like the Goblins or like the Skeletons. Only those Archers and Valkyrie a few times. Even though Valkyrie can tank really well. Okay.
Ooh! Those Royal Hogs are getting in there.
Willing to trade some damage, but overall Hog is going to do a lot more.
Yeah, Prince eventually does come down, take out that Hog Rider. That was a great exchange there for Expo Master.
Good feed.
Yeah, the Archers delaying a little bit, and they'll get destroyed by the Fire Spirits.
Last one from Jai should be Poison, as maybe he's waiting for that Inferno Tower, exactly. And that timing is not bad with that Furnace too. They both trade with the Furnace, Inferno Tower with Earthquake and Poison, so that's going to be the cycle coming out for both players at the same time. And a switch from Expo.
Oh wow, he's going for the right-hand side. Gets rid of those bats. A few hits, not that big of a deal. The guards were already there. Here comes a big push with the Prince and the Hogs. The Valkyrie being dropped here to stop the Prince's charge.
And it's really good against those Royal Hogs. And Jai is up against a really hard card. That doesn't come out too many times.
Right, and there's that Earthquake right away. Expo Master not even hesitating to get that Earthquake down. But a lot of damage from the guards, so they're able to prevent the Hog Rider from getting any damage done.
So Jai, how does he work against the Valkyrie? Prince, of course, will be great, but it can still tank a lot more.
Yeah, Musketeer's not bad at dealing with the Valkyrie as well. That's really your two options. That's about all you got. Oh, whoops. Oh no. Ooh, that is
actually a noops, but
yeah.
And Jai needs to put on that damage to the tower right now because he is falling behind. Earthquake's doing some damage every single time. And that's a good push for another hog hit and a finish.
This Hog Rider Earthquake deck is so strong right now. It is just destroying here in Clash Royale League.
Yeah, so what it actually is weak against is that lava balloon. So I think that's the reason why he actually brought, not all the time, but sometimes. One big push compared to what you can defend with Hog is sometimes troublesome in the highest level of play. I think that's the reason why he actually put in the Inferno Tower in there with the Valkyrie.
Sure. And it's there's like basically two variants of this, right? You either see the Valkyrie or an Ice Golem, and it kind of depends on what you think you're going to be going up against. And the Valkyrie, you're going up against Royal Hogs, is a pretty nice choice.
Yeah, he did have a really good deck selection here, as Jai was kind of caught against first time the Valkyrie, and the second one is actually the Inferno Tower. And the Inferno Tower's got a lot of HP, so for those hogs to go through, takes some time, and a great time for his own hog to go through.
Yeah, this is so difficult here for Jai. You're going up against one of the best in the world, and especially when he picks a decent deck to go up against you with. So timeout here from Brent Esports.
So we'll see. We've seen that. Okay, Inferno Tower, he's got that again. Do I bring my own Earthquake? Because Jai can certainly do some cycles, and Expo, oftentimes when he wins, he doesn't actually change too many times. And by knowing that pattern, I think Jai can find some cracks or at least dents in Expo's armor, and then try to break that through with the spear.
Yeah, you can try. There's a lot of different things you can try here. I liked your idea of playing like a Lava Hound type deck, something like that. But then well, it depends on the variation you want to run.
Yeah, Lava Balloon will be caught by that Inferno Tower.
Minor Balloon?
A lot of the times. And Snowball, Expo Master's got it too. So good knock, but not Miner's banned here. So there are a lot less limited options coming with that Lava because of the Miner ban. It's easier for Expo Master to actually predict what the counter is going to be. And timeout has been called. We don't have any more time to change the deck. Let's see what the choice was from Brent Esports.
Well, we'll see. All right, we're ready. It's time to go. Game number 2 between Expo Master and Jai. Expo Master up 1 game.
Certainly some change. And also from Expo Master.
The minions. Both players sprouting some minions here. So we'll see which direction this kind of takes. A Goblin gang coming down there to help distract, and a Bandit as well here from Expo Master. Electro Wizard getting dropped by Jai. It gets surrounded by the Skeleton Army. Is this going to be that
bait.
that
Yeah.
bait with the possibly with the
Skeleton
Mega
Army.
Knight at the end?
No,
Sometimes it has a Mega Knight.
I think we're about to see something fly. Not these. Never mind, just the Hog Rider.
Okay, Hog Rider. Pekka here. It's quick work. Onto those Hog Riders.
Still one hit from Hog. And Expo Master's got lots of answers against this Pekka.
That's pretty standard.
But
Battle
charge onto the tower.
Yeah, that Bandit was just a little late. So advantage. Expo Master.
But with those Skeleton Army, usually it is in the deck to draw out the Log or the Barb Barrel,
Right.
or the Goblin Barrel to actually go straight to the tower. But
Sure.
Expo Masters got some different answers here. And against the P.E.K.K.A, of course, Skeleton Army. Woo! Great answer.
Yep. Bandit comes in. Gets a charge, gets some extra damage. The E-Wizard goes down to the minions there.
Not enough charge on that spark.
Oops.
I think he meant to throw that snowball to the minions instead.
Ah.
I think that's what the oops is about. Because of course you want to do more damage with the hogs.
Yep, see, there it is. Mega Knight. I saw this, I was watching the China League. I was like,
nice call there.
I was like, this
Ooh,
is
actually missed. Yeah, missed
oh
the jump.
my god, no, it
from
missed
that
the
pull.
jump though. And it does not do well against P.E.K.K.A either. P.E.K.K.A does a pretty good job at cleaning up.
So that was some of the elixirs basically gone, and let's see the defense. Great zap coming out from Jai. Now the defense from Expo Master has to be really good.
Just able to get that Goblin King down.
Another
time.
charge.
Oh, another charge and a poison on top of it. This is great stuff from Jai, executing this Battle Ram deck very, very well.
Really pushing it to the next level.
Yep, and that P.E.K.K.A is such a great defense against this because the minions, yeah, they do a decent amount of damage to P.E.K.K.A, but he's able to soak so much of it while they just get wrecked by the Princess
Yeah,
Tower.
you want to have the perfect defense with the P.E.K.K.A against the Hog Rider, but still, even if you take one swing, you've got your lead here.
Yep, forced to drop the Mega Knight to defend against this. That poor Battle Ram couldn't get anywhere with those fat Mega Knights and P.E.K.K.As in the way.
Jai was kind of forced to put that Battle Ram onto left because of that Bandit already ready placed from Expo Master. P.E.K.K.A's just at the right timing for the perfect defense. Jai, if he can push either side, he's got this game. He's got the zap and the poison too.
He just needs to get a little bit more damage onto the bottom left, and then the poison will end this. But great defense here from Expo Master, buying himself a little bit of time.
It's close.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's at least a swing.
One more swing. No, he doesn't get it, but that's enough for poison on the bottom right. If you can get the poison down, it's down. Will it be enough in time? Oh.
Stop the dash. The damage. One more swing.
It's so close.
The Bandit comes for Jai.
What? That is so close. Be still, my heart. Jai taking game number 2, forcing the set game. Game number 3. That.
Everything I gotta say, that was a great game.
That was an awesome game.
I fully enjoyed the game. Damn.
That was crazy, crazy, crazy.
I
mean, Expo Master did a great job starting to turn things around there.
Yeah, I think that was just one more hit from the Bandit, because I think Bandit does about 160, right? Because charge is 320-ish.
Yeah, 160.
Yes. And then that was about 127, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was
Jai just blocking that final hit, and Poison takes a long time, 8 seconds to do all that damage.
Poison's so slow. And this swing coming in, just not able to get the skeleton army down in time.
4.
Woo!
5,
Look at this.
6, 7,
8. Oh, great placement there with that Bandit as well to push it off the Princess Tower.
Did you
I saw it.
Oh,
that is me. That was me as well. Like,
yeah,
Trainer Ken's back there, and I'm just like, I know, Trainer Ken, I understand. I feel the same.
Yeah, we almost flipped out of our chair. That was a close game, and Expo Master, he feels that too. And because Brand Esports, they took the first set to 0. Jai's got to bring it back with just one more game, and we're going to have another 2-0. We're close to it, but Expo Master, he's one of those players who always has a massive comeback, so you do have to be careful. That's why they called for the timeout of the gaming. They would have swing this back around for their team.
Yeah, it's a good idea to just kind of collect yourself here after a very close game.
I can feel Expo Master on the rage mode already. He's got that inner fire.
He's
ignited by Jai.
He's generally not you don't see him be angry. Because usually when he loses, he still has a smile on his face.
Yeah, I know,
like,
but
yeah,
if he's this calm, that
Yeah.
means he has the rage spell inside of it.
It only costs him 1 elixir, not even 2.
He's cheating? Nah, of course. Fair and square for all the teams, all the players. Let's see, that was one hell of a close game number 2. That music. Great expectations from both players. Let's see.
Now you know he's in. Expo Master is in control because he's spamming emotes.
Audio spam here.
Are we going to see maybe... in the past, Jai has played some Royal Giant and some other things, so maybe he might try something. I'm not sure what he wants to do. Goblins. Right on the bridge. Barbarian Barrel.
Yeah.
Cleans those up.
Bridge spam all the way.
Spam. Woo! My
Love it
least
all the
favorite
time.
thing to play on the ladder.
Love it all the time.
You. Okay. Ram Rider. And a Sparky. Yes!
Okay, it's even okay against the Mega Knight. Let's see what variants. There are a few more different types after the patch with the Sparky now.
Yeah, I've seen a bit more of the Giant instead of the Goblin Giant with the Sparky, and there it is.
Yep, and also Dark Prince can come in here.
Yep. This is gets scary. What do you got for this? Do we have an E-Wiz? A Mega Knight comes in. That's a great way to clean this up as well. Minions on top of it, but it's getting a few punches in.
Yes, minions on top just so it does one less damage.
Oh, and the Princess in the back there.
Buffed in the projectile speed.
Oh.
Yeah, that arrow's pretty strong, you know?
Yeah.
It destroys the armor in just one shot. Oh, he's willing to, okay.
Oh, just gets him down.
He doesn't want any scratch on his Princess Tower. No, man.
Expo Master just wants to finish this. All right, so Jai's like, nope, that tower's done.
Yeah, that tower's done, but what else does he have? Okay, Dark Prince. He has another spell.
Could be a lot of different things.
Yeah. And we've seen the variants of some fireballs, but some tornado in this deck too.
Yeah, I was thinking possibly, yeah, tornado or fireball are the most likely.
And Jai's gonna prepare his own with his own poison. He's gotta chip in some damage. He only has a minute to go.
Yep, so he feels pretty confident about switching lanes here again with the Mega Knight Ram Rider. The Mega Knight getting dragged away by that Giant right into the welcoming arms. There's the tornado. Ooh, doesn't quite get it to the King Tower though. So that's not great there.
Because the Ram Rider was placed actually all the way to the right to begin with. Nice placement choice by Jai here.
Oh, yep, there's the Electro Wizard. I was expecting that to come down to
The
ruin the Sparky's day.
Does something on wheels now with that E-Wizard.
E-Wizard.
Yeah.
Very common.
It hurts her.
Oh, able to get that tower down now. Expo Master is in trouble here. Jai goes right for a bandit in the pocket, but able to get the Dark Prince down just in time.
Oh, yes. Expo Master's favorite card used to be Bandit, and he's not going to let that go easy.
I wouldn't expect less from him. All right, Mega Knight
with minions this time.
Yeah, they're going to... Oh, and that Princess makes quick work. Okay, here comes the Ram Rider. This time the tornado.
Pull it enough.
Still not quite enough. The charge comes in. Just one hit, or no hits after the charge.
Two more snowballs should do it. So Expo, does he go all in with the Giant here? He's saving up elixirs for... Okay.
Yep, he's going all
Another
in.
timing push. But a good defense with the Bandit minions, the
Great
Barbarrel.
defense, and there's a smile on Expo Master's face.
That's going to be game. And a 2-0 set score from Brand Esports. What a day for them, taking down the best of Group A. 3-0 turning that into 3-1. Brand Esports take OP Gaming down.
And now they're tied. It's a 3-1, 3-1 at the top of Group A. And Jai coming up huge. Look at this, a big hug here from Brand Esports. Picking up Trainer Ken.
Throw him. Throw him. Put him in the barrel and throw him. Of course, not so happy for OP Gaming. Some really close games.
Can you imagine how dizzy the Barbarian comes out of that barrel? Like,
all the time. That's why you got a nerf there.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, just too strong.
It was too strong. Still too strong. Really in the meta, but 2-0 set scores today already.
Yeah, this has been, I mean, and a surprising one here. Brent Esports 2-0ing. OP Gaming.
Yeah, I was really expecting Brent Esports of taking higher chance of taking 2v2. OP Gaming slightly higher in 1v1 going to King of the Hill.
Right.
That was my scenario of what's going to happen today, but look at this. Brent Esports, Jai. Ooh, he's got some skills.
love it. That was, all of those games were really, really close too. So great job by Jai, taking down Expo Master, the final boss of OP Gaming.
That was game 2. We got one more. Destination Gaming versus Talon coming up next. have been waiting for this match. If you just tuned in, you're not late. Of course, you missed a lot, so go back and watch it again. But still have one more match. It is going to be Detonation from Japan and Talent from Southeast Asia.
Yep, should be another really good, close matchup. Both of these teams with a 1-2 record going into this. So a very, very important match for both of them if they want to kind of keep themselves up there in the rankings and maybe have a shot at challenging Bren or OP Gaming later in the season.
Yeah, it's stacking up, and every single match does matter. And excited to find out what the roster is going to be. But before, player intro. Team profile: Hane x Hane, Luis Pirameki, Reya, and Tempura. Strong team. They show a lot of promising plays in their 2v2 also. I think they can actually keep that ongoing. And compared to what they have been showing on 1v1, I think they have some excellent work in 2v2.
Yeah, they've got decent 1v1 skills, and they've been okay, but where they got beaten their one King of the Hill against Game With, and that's tough. Game With is looking so strong because they have that guy KK, who just seems to just destroy everybody he runs into. Over here is Talon. Talon, 1-2, SB, Master Hong, Jacque, The Rock, and Yugi Art. Now, most of the time for Talon, we have seen SB and The Rock as their 2v2 setup. They've been pretty strong. They're 2-1. Will that be the case today? Who's going to go for the 1v1 here? That's what I'm actually curious about. Okay, I actually know because I talked to SB before the match, but I'm not going to spoil it.
You. Okay, as long as you don't spoil it, you're okay. I'm not spoiled yet, guys, just like you guys, so we're okay. And
no spoilers.
Seen all the match. Yugi Art. Getting all that.
Yugi Art is
camera.
so funny.
He's actually, I think he should be really happy because his Sparky is in the meta. It's seen a lot more times.
We shared a nice Sparky talk as well.
Oh, you Sparky, man. I'm not talking to you ever again. Ooh, Lumberjack Band. Nice one, Tornado. So that's going to remove a lot of the options. And instead, we're gonna have the Rage spell being dropped.
Yep. So that's typically the change we've seen is they just don't use the Lumberjack and they just use a Rage spell. And there is going to be SB versus Hane x Hane. That was my little secret. SB gets to do the 1v1 today. Very good 2v2 player. We'll see what he's got. He is banning the Royal Giant. Doesn't feel like playing that. And an Electro Wizard banned here from Hane x Hane. That gives me a little tingle.
That means we can switch out for E Dragon, which is a little less common, or Ice Wizard if you have Tornado in your band. So a few other options.
And maybe Hane x Hane wants to play Sparky.
That's all you think about when you see Electro Wizard.
That's all I think about. That's the first thing I think about.
That is not the first thing when I look at that, man.
Well, you are probably more correct than I am.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking about Expos.
Oh, Expos, yes, of course.
And with this many Giants Expos right now, guys, do not use it. Even I'm not using it. Well, for that 2v2, did we see a Royal Giant today for that 2v2?
Oh my god, we have not.
Oh my goodness.
We have not.
Not a single time today.
What? What is this universe? Where are we? Which universe which multiverse are we in? Are we allowed to do endgame spoilers yet? Are we, as the ban
Not in
lifted?
the broadcast.
Okay.
We might be banned.
All right, we won't do it then.
We may be banned.
All right. Out of well, we can do Infinity War spoilers. So out of 14 million games of Clash Royale played, only one day was without Royal Giant.
Yes, and today is the day. Which is really weird that without the Lumberjack, I think this actually is a matchup because Royal Giant actually gets chopped down by the Lumberjack so many times.
Right.
It can be a matchup with the Royal Giant with just rage push spells coming down from anywhere.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You're going to have to be able to follow it up with, usually Lightning is the preferred choice of a spell to make sure you can deal with, the Inferno Tower or whatever that comes down.
Yeah, but Royal Giants die quickly to the double Princess right now. So I think that's the real issue, why we're not seeing too many Royal Giants. Let's see if that continues. Only day one, but we are seeing some trends already.
Yeah, it looks like the Prince stuff is still pretty popular. Lava Hound, of course, did very well. So not much has changed with that. Lava Hound is.
And of course, this Barbarian Barrel will never change.
No, it's just so good.
Magic Archer.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Look
Royal
at this.
Guards.
Royal Guards. Yes, yes. My
You are
body
right.
is-
You are right, Paper Thin.
My body is.
We're
ready.
in another universe.
Well, and the Three Musketeers as well here.
They take longer, 2 more seconds to deploy, total 3 seconds, and also they spawn not at the same time, just like minion hordes.
And they're an awesome counter to the guards. Here we go, Royal Hogs. There's that giant skeleton.
And the cannon, not bad, but it's gonna be destroyed really quickly from the hogs. So the right side seems not bad with the giant skeleton, but the left side is the problem.
Yeah, this giant skeleton will die on top of these musketeers. They'll get a few shots in though, and now a miner going
Plus-
to town, plus a bat. Oh my goodness.
That bat. Spitting on tower every single time.
Right, of course, Three Musketeers getting the buff, going back down to 9 elixir, but like you said, the deploy time is longer now.
Yeah, for 1v1, oh no way. A lot of players, a lot of YouTubers were trying that for the first few days, and then said, okay, it's not working.
I still see it winning some
Against
of the global challenges.
okay, here comes the balloon.
Ooh, a graveyard.
So balloon's a distraction. Real damage comes from the graveyard. Freeze, but too many targets. Yeah, so that
The
really
skeletons,
connects.
there's just too much beef inside of that graveyard for them to get to the tower.
There were more barbarians than the skeletons coming out from that graveyard.
This is wild what Talon is trying here.
I know for Magic Archer, you do have to push your own to get some damage directly. I think that's what they're looking for. And it's the best. We've seen somewhat similar deck with the Royal Hogs and the Three Musketeers for 1v1 also. But this is some new change that Nation's bringing here.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Trying some bridge spam is Talon. Trying to get these bombs close. They do freeze.
Second
and graveyard.
bats.
The bats do finish off the balloon. Snowball comes in to try to deal with them in time, but it wasn't quite there.
And Flying Machine, nice pair with the Royal Hogs along with the Musketeers.
Oh my gosh. Just blowing through skeletons.
So what comes after
no
the
hope.
cannons?
Yeah, okay, the guards come in
You
here.
have the giant skeleton, but not enough elixirs.
Just not enough time. His guard, he's going to die once he crosses the bridge. The Three Musketeers come down right in the middle to try to defend this, kind of sniffing out the balloon a little bit. They do get the freeze down.
Yeah, but a defensive poison removes all those skeletons. Detonation. With some changes onto 2v2, bringing the off-timing Musketeer. They actually didn't time it with the Hog to have another push after the Hogs. So that was quite unique because of that deploy time delay. They had a weird attack which you don't see too many times in the 2v2 because it's usually, we have this much power, we push! No, it was actually, we separate the power in different timings.
Yeah, and I think this was like a defensive idea, right? Where like we are going to defend with these Three Musketeers because of the crazy DPS that they're going to put out for us. And if they have to get on the other side and do a little bit of damage, yeah, that's nice. But the Hogs are just there to chip and buy time, and we just play strong defense behind all this with these Three Musketeers. You know, there was no fireball here from Talon.
Yeah.
They did have poison, but you know, that's not as good against the Three Musketeers. Or lightning. No lightning either.
Lightning, because they had to have freeze for a balloon. They were missing that fireball, which is great against Flying Machine, Magic Archer, Barbarians. But spell choices because of what they wanted to do first.
Yeah, Royal Guards. I like the idea of throwing them in there,
Yeah.
but when they have
They're
Three
so
Musketeers,
slow.
that's a great counter to that, actually.
They're so slow, and they also had Magic Archers.
Yeah.
So you can use the guards to actually shoot through directly to the towers.
Dark Prince.
Yeah. Detonation had just so many answers to all the cards that Talon brought.
It was. I mean, it was both teams doing wacky stuff there that we haven't really seen. I mean, obviously with the new patch, it kind of makes sense. But this is game number 2. Talon versus Detonation Gaming.
And how they had the off timing with the Three Musketeers because Talon had some giant skeleton defense, which just has the death damage to everything around. It's good to keep your units away from each other.
True.
Good read on everything from game 1.
All right, here comes the Miner Bat combination. The Dark Prince there. The Snowball. Deal with that, no problem. And there it is. Okay, it's not the one in 14
The
million.
first one of the day. Of course, with that slow, it's gonna help. But with the earthquake, let's see if it. Okay, just one shot.
But the Mega Minion's getting some swipes in. That's a lot of damage.
Not a bigger push coming from the right side. Infernal Dragon is a little late. Let's see how the defense goes.
Okay.
No snowball cycle? Yes. Okay.
Oh, what
We're
a
waiting for the
fireball.
fireball. Nice.
What a fireball there.
It seems like the Infernal Dragon's charging up the other Infernal Dragon to shoot to the other target, and then it charges onto the other target.
It's like, yeah. It's like those mirrors, you know, when you have a laser and you bounce the laser.
Yeah, it's like Iron Man getting an extra charge for that. he gets lightened, all that lightning damage by Thor, and then power 300% capacity.
All right, they like the giant skeleton here again. Pairs well with the Royal Giant. Ooh, this is a scary little push here they got coming on the left. The flying machine.
Big push, but the bats are delaying it pretty well.
Yeah, Barbarians are great in this situation though because they're so spread out. The Dark Prince can't get like many of them at once.
Still somewhat damage from the Royal Giant.
Yep.
Let's see their own push once again. Last time the fire, one beautiful fireball.
Yeah,
got a lot.
That's all they need. They're waiting for the pup so they can fireball it. And then, ooh, there's a miner back there as well.
Not enough elixirs
Oh, they
for
don't have
Shake. Yeah, Shake is the one holding the fireball. Master Hong had a lot more elixirs, but of course, you gotta have the spell to use it.
Yep, so they're switching over to the right-hand side. They seem pretty okay with this. Barbarians coming in. Doing a lot of damage here, but they get taken out by all these other units. The bomb wiping out what is left of the defense from Detonation Gaming. This time they're not letting that Mega Minion get any shots in.
No, not at all. And also having the lava on the left, they want to buy some time as well as their own push on the second tower.
Yep, Electro Wizard is slowing down this flying machine, which is doing quite a bit of damage. Another shot from the Royal Giant here. 303 left, so that's
Need
two spells.
Earthquake plus the fireball.
Yep, and that's going to open up the door here for Detonation. Look, they're putting units in the pocket, already trying to take advantage of it.
Good D by that Dark Prince on the Dark Prince.
He doesn't have the elixir. Jockey didn't have the elixir. He didn't have the elixir for the fireball.
Whoops, there. Last second, that's a 2-0. Detonation. Ah, they planned that. But a nice win, a clean win from Detonation game 1. Oh, they were prepared for sure.
Yep.
Game 2 switching it up a little bit. Ready. It seemed like Talon. It was we can't say it's a spell problem, but it seemed like one of the player wasn't ready for the other player to respond when they were having the cycle. So it comes from, of course, it comes from less of an elixir advantage that you have oftentimes. But I think communication, in terms of communication, which is super important, of course, in 2v2, slight issues in between.
Yeah, it just didn't look quite as clean as what we saw from Detonation. Detonation just looked like they kind of had everything well planned out, well executed. You know, the Barbarians here from Detonation were great in many situations, and you know, you also have some other units, right? You're basically kind of doing a fireball main thing here from Detonation, and that ended up being really detrimental to Talon, especially at the very end there where they didn't have enough elixirs to use that fireball.
Yeah. Your ground combination and your core combination is very important, of course. But spells usually is the one what makes the change in the game. And all the lava pushes, one had great defense with this fireball, but still the miner survived. And miner did about 1,000 or more with the second miner coming around the back here.
Yep, that was so brutal there. Those pups just absolutely chew through the towers, and then there just wasn't enough left. 120, and they just couldn't get that last fireball.
Yeah, good defense from Detonation. And Talon, they were slightly too late on what they were preparing. So I think that really made the difference.
Yeah. And they had to cycle through a lot of fireballs there, so you know, it's probably difficult to get it into their hand. You know, because they've got the flying machine, the barbarians, the pups from the lava hound, and all that stuff that they need to use.
Yeah, we see that sometimes when they have earthquakes and you're against lots of bears, you end up needing more spells, and Earthquake can't really deal with anything in the air, so that was also another problem that they had. But surely they had some chances. But moving on to 1 vs 1, traditional one with the gold rush all the time. I wish there was gold rush for 2v2 sometimes.
That would be wild.
Epic.
That would be really nice.
That would be epic.
Be kind of fun.
Yeah.
You're a big 2v2 guy. You play a lot more 2v2 than I do.
Yeah. I play a lot of 1v1 and 2v2.
Yeah.
Whenever I feel like it.
I play 2v2 especially if it comes up in my quest log. Then I'm
Oh yeah,
happy to
Spy
play it.
wins?
Yeah.
Yes. That one's tough when your teammate leaves.
Ah, it happens so much. All right, SB getting his first crack at 1v1 here. I think outside of King of the Hill. Has he played King of the Hill? Yes. He's 1 and 2 in King of the Hill, so he beat Sato from Sandbox, lost to Greed, and then lost to Dabong TV from OP Gaming.
Yeah, but not in a 1v1 set score.
Correct.
Series.
Right.
As he's up for our next challenge. Electro Wizard Ban and Royal Giant. We're assuming Sparky. Let's see if we get any Sparky.
I just want
No. That was an evil no.
I just love
No.
it. It's so fun to watch.
It can always come out.
Yeah, it's now there's enough decks that like there's so many versions of the Goblin Giant and the Giant decks that can use it.
Yeah, there are a few more. And also, Hunter can go and come around from the other side. Ooh, double zap. No,
Zap.
Maybe even if you have Sparky, you're not going to use it. Ooh, skeleton.
Oh, interesting. That can mean a couple different things. We've seen a few Giant Skeleton decks, and they can either be Mega Knight. Somebody tried a Royal Giant with it one time. So we'll see exactly what's going to follow up behind it here. Hog Rider. Interesting. Battle Ram from SB here. Oh my gosh, did that bomb? I don't think it just
Yeah, we'll get the...
range just inside.
And with archers, it's not going to be clean, but it's going to be a little less damage. Sane leading just a slight bit with that hog plus I believe there was another zap at the end.
Something, right? Archers getting a little damage in here. Archers surprisingly resilient to their princess counterpart in that tower.
Archers are strong.
They are really strong.
Yes, you can't really let that
Can't
go.
log them. You can't zap them. You can't snowball them.
You can rocket them.
You can do that.
But the minions going straight to the tower, they will do some damage as the Strand Skeleton's just wandering around left and right.
I'm really curious what this last card is. Alright, Bandit coming in here will end up destroying that Goblin Giant, and it dies, but the Dark Prince, he's still good to go. Haven't used the Barbarian Barrel to counter him.
If Hana, yeah, most likely a poison, but
Yeah, it makes sense.
and SB's got P.E.K.K.A. against the Hog, but he's got to be careful about that giant skeleton. So that timing will, if that timing goes off for SB, he's gonna take a lot of Hog Rider hits. But the counterpart, Hane, has to connect the Hog Riders.
Right, so Inferno Tower placed to try and help deal. There's that poison coming down. Try to deal with the Battle Ram push here. Archers as well getting into this battle. That P.E.K.K.A. has enough health to get a swing in. Oh, just in time.
Yeah, chop those bones. No meat for you.
It should do less damage to the Giants.
But the Hog on the left will actually at least get a lot more than a swing this time.
Oh boy. Yeah, the Dark Prince not your ideal counter.
Huh? SB is willing to take that damage for his own push now.
Yep, trying to find a way to get into the battle.
Charge with the Dark
Oh,
Prince.
the Dark Prince!
Stays on the tower connections.
Oh! The Zap's being forced down there to take down the minions.
And the
That P.E.K.K.A. is so
Switch!
healthy! What did it
Two!
hit? Oh my god!
Damn, Hane's gonna find
Oh,
control.
No, it's just coming in. This is too much.
That's it, with a poison available. SB. Is he the secret weapon of talent?
Maybe.
He's got some sharp.
Well, we've seen these P.E.K.K.A. decks do well against the Hog Rider stuff. So it makes sense.
So SB basically gave no chance or time for Hane to find the right cycle. for him to use the Hog Rider. And while he was actually taking few hits, he knew that he had better chances of pushing both sides with the because he can, as long as the P.E.K.K.A stays alive onto the other side, goes near the bridge, okay, ram on the other side.
Yeah, and that first push, because of the placement of the Musketeer there, the Giant Skeleton didn't get close enough to do its bomb damage.
And this is the difference we see with the new patch. The Dark Prince. Yeah, of course. Yeah, this one was just blocked right before. But the Dark Prince is the problem.
Yeah, look at that.
He was removing archers, removing guards.
Yeah,
usually it's where it's supposed to be a prince, which is going to be defended so well by the guards.
And he just didn't have enough left. He put the Giant Skeleton down to defend against the Dark Prince, and then all he's got left is some archers.
Yeah, this is a scary switch with the buff onto Dark Prince. Just one difference in the card.
We never saw that last card.
I think it's poison, basically.
From
if it was tornado,
Hane?
yeah, I think if it
Poison
was,
makes some spell, maybe a fireball.
Tornado, he had way too many opportunities. And
Yeah,
poison should be it. And because of the speed, you never really get to use your defensive poison. I think that was a real problem. When if your Giant Skeleton goes across the bridge, you can have offensive poison, but that didn't really happen too much. So he had to hold that in for a long, long time.
Yeah, there was really only one time that Giant Skeleton got anywhere near a Princess Tower.
SB needs a comeback to go into King of the Hill.
Yeah, Hane trying to find a victory here in 1v1s. It's been, you know, this is his first time playing with
Those rascals. Here we go. You can talk for 5 minutes.
Yes! Which version is it? I don't know. Let me think. Oh, yes! Yes!
You can talk for 10 minutes.
I am so happy right now.
Okay, Giant Goblin. I think SP's got a different idea, though.
Okay, so...
With the Lumberjack.
Yeah, it's probably... Okay, the lightning there means that it is probably the Hunter version here for Hane.
Yeah, or you can just tap it out with the Musketeer anytime. I think the Electro Wizard ban, as you called it, it's really bringing that Sparky.
Yeah. Now, up on the top, though, with the Rascals and the Sparky and the Lumberjack, it probably is Goblin Giant, but okay. It's the Elixir Collector, so this is maybe the regular Giant version.
The variant with the Collector.
Yep. The one I was telling you about before.
We see the collector being used with some expos nowadays, and even the balloon.
Balloon?
So SB is surely mixing up a lot here.
This is wild.
I knew that he wanted to use that rage, but with what? That was the balloon. And let's see if he gets any connections, because he's got.
I love it.
He's taking some damage, but he's getting the collector going on. So SB is actually making his own move very soon.
All right, so these guards trying to defend against this Lumberjack, but he comes through, just gets 1, 2. Was that 3 hits in there? I couldn't quite tell. It looked like that third one might have gone down. The Bandit and the Balloon coming in here together with the minions as well. Hunter comes in.
Lock onto Rascals.
Oh.
Now it changes.
Guards here as well, trying to deal with these Rascals. A Barbarian Barrel will keep that Lumberjack at bay with the Mega Minion as well to clean him up.
One swing.
God, that attack speed is so fast.
And even with that many units, with the full value from the Collector, SB still has his push going.
All right, here comes the balloons and the minions. The Hunter once again trying to deal with all of this. Some pellets.
Excellent against the balloon.
Woo. Just in time. Good guard placement there to keep his Hunter alive here. There's a Sparky up at the top left. Skeletons come down now. Rascals as well. This will be nice. I think the Rascal boys out of range of the girls. Yes. So that was really nice placement with the Rascals that they didn't get bunched up there.
Hane has a lightning he's been holding on for a long, long time. And he can make that work with the Sparky. Switching up on the left side. He's going all in with this push. Next balloon can finish up. Hunter has been used on the left side.
Lumberjack goes down here. So a couple big hits come in for Hane here on that left-hand push. Sparky, he's not going to get any shots off. He did.
So the cycle really changed up for both.
Uh-oh. Sparky down in the left-hand lane with only... Oh, and the lightning, or the zap as well, excuse me. The Mega Minion here getting some swipes in, forced to use the snowball. Okay, you're able to prevent
But the death damage.
The death damage does clock in.
Read that.
And, ooh, no. That was great skeleton usage. Take that shot. Comes the Sparky Balloon combo with the Lumberjack. Oh, this is so scary. Oh,
Yeah.
great lightning.
Yeah, there's lightning when he doesn't. I think he does have the Hunter, but just cycling that out seems needed at times.
I think the lightning's the better option there. You cleanly.
Yeah, when you have another few more targets to actually hit, along with the balloon. So SB only has a zap to directly go. He wants to at least connect the death damage to that right bottom.
Tries a split push. The Rascals come down. And these Sparkies, the one zap will let the other one survive. No hits coming in for the Goblin Giant.
Great defense by SB.
Yeah, SB is playing really solid right now.
And Hane. Let's have a snowball, but
Oh
what
boy.
follows
Oh
after?
no.
He's pretty low in elixir with
Oh,
lots
the
of
zap
minions.
as well. That should be it. SB 2-0s Hane with a really interesting Sparky variant.
Yes.
I'm going back and rewatching that one.
His favorite thin is going to replay that over and over again before he goes to sleep tonight. SP had some. So what I was, they both had really good decks. Of course, a lot more traditional for Hane with that Goblin Giant, but SP had some excellent zap timing.
And skeletons.
Yes. So in terms of cycle and how you just take some random shots from the opposing Sparky, the Hane Sparky, he was actually saving up a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. It just not allowing the opponent's Sparky to fire and your Sparky to do its thing is such a huge advantage in your favor.
Yes.
And really, Hane, he had a couple units where you could do that, but he was forced to use them in different situations, like the guards to protect against the Lumberjack. So it was really hard for the Sparky of Hane to do its thing.
It's thing.
Its thing.
Yes. Shoot
Shoot.
that charged up lightning.
Yeah. That 1,100 damage it does is just monstrous. And really good placement on that Rascals that one time by SB so that the Rascals rolls didn't die to the Sparky shot, because when they initially drop, the Rascals are close enough together that they can die from the Sparky shot.
Yeah, the boy went closer to the Sparky, so
Yes.
the girls actually do a lot of damage.
Yes.
And Hane kept his cool cycle with Hunter. There were a few times where Hane actually had some all-ins onto the left side because he knew that over time, okay, Balloon's going to connect the death damage and Fuse Plumer spells are going to come in. It's going to be trouble for him as the time moved on.
But we now move on as well. G-Clef.
No Royal Giant.
Yeah! Okay, that's fine. I like Royal Giant too, obviously, but no!
And no Tornado.
No
Banned
Tornado.
means that we're going to see some Goblin Barrels.
You think so? Probably.
Buffed.
Yeah, I think
But
there's a pretty good chance.
I don't think it's super buffed enough where everyone's using it, because still the meta is Barbarian Barrel. Basically, it just removes the goblins out of the way. Even though it has been buffed from 1.2 second initial hit speed to
Right.
1.1, a lot of people, of course, and players are so used to the timing, unless you have 0 elixirs, I think you're okay to defend against it. But the reason why I'm saying this, because Japanese players tend to use that deck a lot more than the other ones, and
Right.
also the Princess buff.
Yes.
That also works really well.
Right, yeah, so definitely feels like we might get to see a little log bait type situation here. We'll see. I'm excited. Pyrameki versus Yugi Art to get this one going. Yugi Art, our Sparky master in Clash Royale League Asia, so we'll see if he wants to do that. But we just saw a lot of Sparky, so they might be thinking something a little different here.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious to see what they got. That balloon Sparky deck is fascinating to me. Love it.
Yes, I could tell you had a lot more energy in that. And doubled that, because I think this maybe the first game of Sparky versus Sparky in Asia. We may have one game last year.
We saw it one other time, maybe. No, wait.
I can't recall
No.
every single
Yes, we did. We did see it one other time.
Okay, with the Goblin Giant?
Yeah. There were
Goblin Giant, Goblin
two.
Giant.
There were the
Huh?
two Goblin Giant variants. Well, all right. I'm curious to see what they got. Best of 5 here. So you win 3 games, and your team comes out the victor. Yu-Gi-Art and Pyrameki. Pyrameki, we have not seen him at all.
No.
This is our first Pyrameki appearance here in Clash Royale League Asia. Game number 1 of set number 3. King of the Hill. Time to go.
Oh. Both players.
That pig does not.
I
chew
love you,
with its mouth
7,000.
closed.
7,000 trophies, I mean, of course. No spoilers.
Well, okay. Yu-Gi-Art drops some minions. Dark Prince here from Pyrameki.
I think we're really back into the Double Prince meta.
Yeah, we could be. We definitely could be.
We've been seeing a lot from the first week. It may change as we go through the season.
Is Pyrameki gonna do it? Oh yes, Yu-Gi-Art's doing it here. Okay, Yu-Gi-Art, is he going for the regular Goblin Giant variant, the one we see the most with the lightning and the other things? The Royal Hogs here though. Ah, so you were talking about this.
Yes, with the Hunter.
Yes.
Could be Hunter or Flying Machine. So there's that variant from Pyrameki. And Yu-Gi-Oh! He's got his own push.
Yep.
Slowly coming.
You really don't mind the Tombstone in this situation?
Yeah, the Spear Goblins will take them out.
Yep. This is fine. You're getting a lot of value here as
Uh-huh.
Yu-Gi-Art out of this push.
How many stabs? 3 stabs?
3 or
Plus all
4.
those, a lot of those spears.
Yeah, it was pretty good. You really don't mind seeing Tombstone when you have a Sparky because it actually buys you a lot of time to get your pushes set up. So they drop the Tombstone, you drop the Sparky on the same side, and you're just shooting at these skeletons as they come in, and it's buying you all this time.
Yeah, so it actually it's really hard to time it because Sparky, when you shoot it, moves back a little, right? And
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes, and then there were times, like personally, and of course pros won't make this mistake, but you will actually miss your barrel or some kind of spell sometimes because it delays that far.
Yeah. Okay, so the Hogs.
Sparky will be really good against the Hogs.
Yeah, he would have been great on that
Yes,
side.
that's
but
why Pyrameki used it on the left, right after you saw the Sparky.
Bye-bye.
Hogs are doing some work.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage, and that is going to be very
But
close.
Fireball!
Oh!
with the sand!
Oh my God!
+3 for Yu-Gi-Art right now.
Yu-Gi-Art, they have to throw the Tombstone down right in front of it, but the minions are there to clean it up. This is scary town here for Pyrameki. Right away, a Goblin Giant in the pocket. He is coming in. Only a Dark Prince here
Has
to
he
defend.
done it? He's pushing. He's pushing all the way with the guards.
Bam!
By Barbarian, and that's 2 already. Sparky keeps on going. Punks don't matter. That's a 3-round game.
Woohoo! Keep it going. Keep it going, Sparky. Just keep going, Talon. Just Sparky all the way. Just the rest of the time. Oh my gosh.
Huh?
That was crazy. Like immediately the fireball.
Yeah, I think
And
Pyrameki was a little bit because usually what we have is poison or lots of lightning with the giant goblin, the goblin giant.
yeah, it's usually something like lightning or zap, something to buy you a little bit of time, but a lot of times fireball is in this deck. So this is a little bit of a twist on the variant. And oh my gosh. It was just once that fireball, like this, look at this, just zap fireball. Goodbye. This is a little bit different because you have minions. Oh no, this is the normal variant. Okay, this is the normal.
With the lumberjack.
Yeah, with the
And
with the
that
lumberjack.
instant removing 3 musketeers +3 elixirs for Yu-Gi-Art with those 2 spells, and that was the wave. And he started that wave with those 2 spells. Goodbye, musketeers, you're nerfed. I mean, you're buffed in a way, but severely nerfed.
But 6 elixir to take him out there if you have lightning and fireball. I mean, it almost just felt like Pyrameki not a lot of options there. You know, he hadn't seen the 2 spells. It's the most likely 2 spells to come out in that situation, so he's just like afraid to drop those musketeers. He's like, oh, please don't have enough elixir. Oh, okay, too bad.
Yeah, because maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! wasn't showing his spells for such a long time. I think Pyrameki might have been not reading exactly what the spells were. And if there's a
You can run lightning instead of like fireball.
Yeah, and that was the reason why they banned Tornado. With that Tornado, of course, Fireball is pretty dangerous against the Three Musketeers, but with that Tornado, it just makes it worse all the time. And good read by Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's see if he continues with Sparky. Because Hane is up next.
And now with the delay time of the Three Musketeers, another reason you want to ban Tornado and use Three Musketeers is because you have enough time now with that 3 seconds to react and draw all the Musketeers to one side.
Yep.
If they're split behind the King Tower.
And you can actually, even Poison works so well, so much better because of that initial delay. So Musketeer, we've seen it being tried in the first few days, but after that moment, a lot of the pros actually said, okay, it's not as useful. I don't think it's really weak against a lot of spells. So I actually didn't think we are gonna see a lot of Three Musketeers today.
If anybody would try it, it's generally the Japanese teams. They're the ones we've seen run it.
I've seen Rad post on Twitter where he was trying to use it and the opponent had Tornado Fireball all the time.
Sparky again.
And then he closed the game.
Here we go.
Yes.
This is great. This has been the best day. Yes!
Yes.
It is the best day of
You've got
Clash Royale ever.
You've got next 10 minutes covered.
All right, I'm on this. Okay, we'll see which
12
variant
minutes.
we have here. We've already seen the zap from Hane, but he's already used it. So this Goblin Giant's going to take a lot of these shots, and he's got the guards here to take a shot. That's pretty nice. But, there it is.
Oh,
he got
good
into the
zap.
He got into the zap. A fireball here does end up taking down that Sparky, so that's quite a bit of health actually left on Yu-Gi-Oh! Sparky for everything that went down there.
Can he set up another attack with this?
He doesn't have enough elixir in time to get the
and also
Goblin Giant.
yeah,
which
HP
I'm
on,
assuming what it is.
Yeah, HP on that Sparky is a little too low too, so
Is
not
this just a mirror?
risking too much.
It could very well just be a mirror. Well, except we have the bar barrel.
Yeah, the
from
most important thing about this matchup will be the zap timing from each player.
Okay, so it's more of the Hunter variant here from Hane. He's using zap instead of lightning. Usually there's a Mega Minion here as well for Hane, but we'll see. It is. The Mega Minion's there. I see it. Excuse me.
Let's see the variant.
It's usually a snowball instead.
Goblin Giant onto the right with the speed of Lumberjack.
So it could be the lightning.
Pushing his butt and no defense.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You can't let that happen. Hane.
Was not exactly ready for that.
You got to know the guards are there. You got to know that it's going to stop that Sparky. Boy. It's probably lightning here. The thing that was tricking me up a little bit is that he's using zap instead of snowball.
And I don't think Hane had that in cycle just yet.
No.
Yugi's on the push once again. So far with his Sparky, so much better.
Yep.
He's going for that 3 crown once again.
Yep. He's going to try to get it once again here. Guards being placed down on the bottom as well as on the top. That is an eradicated Goblin Giant on both sides of the board.
The Lumberjack's still going to put some damage, lower than 2,000 now.
All right. Once again, Yu-Gi-Oh's got a pretty healthy Mega Minion though, so never mind. Bye-bye.
You just love Sparky.
Love it so much. I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, Musketeer being pushed by that, but Yugi had that first crown. He was trying to push for the next level. Is anyone going to stop his Sparky?
No way. No way. No way, Jose. Well, there's a couple decks you can play that are pretty good against it. I mean, the P.E.K.K.A. Battle Ram is a little bit tricky to deal with for the Sparky decks. That kind of thing. Heavier decks, though, like Giant Double Prince is kind of weird, but you have to get the timings with your Sparky right. So you have to be a lot more passive. And because you got to make sure that because like the cool part is like if they have the 2 princes, Giant Double Prince. If they have the 2 princes stacked together, they're usually right behind that giant, so your Sparky shots are just getting a lot of value.
You can have the Electro Wizard.
Yeah.
Pop out on any time. It's not banned this game.
And that's why the normal Battle Ram, P.E.K.K.A. Battle Ram deck is a little challenging because it has a lot of E-Wizard. Yeah, E-Wizard and other stuff in it that just like makes Sparky kind of worthless. Even P.E.K.K.A. is kind of weird against Sparky because it has so many hit points.
Yeah, that's the variant as they don't have the E-Wizard, but they put in the Zap instead.
Yes,
So even though Zap can stop Sparky once, you you can't really. You have to cycle out for the next
Also,
part.
Spellbait's really, really good
Uh-huh.
against Sparky decks.
Okay, that name's gonna call for a timeout. Neither team. I don't think they have been calling a timeout yet. Detonation on their last life.
Yeah, there's only one more game to go. I can talk about Sparky more if you want. Just everybody. I
Go.
wish people could see the look on your face right now.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm ready. I get ready for my expo in 2 months.
All right, I want to talk about why Logbait or Spellbait is good against
Uh-huh.
Sparky. Okay, usually you bring Rocket. Rocket deletes Sparky. It's great value. Plus you can hit the Princess Tower with it as well. So that really wrecks your day as a Sparky player. Then you've also got Inferno Tower, which means your Goblin Giant or whatever big unit you've got in front of your Sparky has a really tough time getting in there. And you don't have a lot. You know, you might have Zap or Lightning or something to help, but it's actually not quite enough with whatever else they put behind it with the Spellbait, whether that be the Goblin Gang or that kind of stuff. And it's just not a lot of fun.
Yeah, usually a lot of really low elixir cycle with lots of small units like the Skeleton, the Ice Spirits, few Goblin Gangs. They can really slow down and just make that Sparky look like a dummy.
What you shooting at? Whatever it feels like, because it's Sparky. Whatever's close.
But Yu-Gi-Oh's making it work. And he's the player on...
He's the Sparky Master.
Yeah, we've been we've been having that term on this guy.
I think
for
I
such
got
a
it in
long
their
time.
heads, man, when I was talking to them before the matches today. I was like, so let's talk about Sparky, guys. I just like wiggled my little...
I think they already had that in their minds already.
I'm sure they did.
Mhm.
They were probably very well prepared before.
Let's see how well ready Tempura is going to be. Tempura better be ready for some Sparky. It can be red. I mean, Sparky deck is not perfect, as we have just told you guys some counters against it. Like really quick cycles with lots of small elixir units can actually help a lot.
Yes.
Let's see, bans are Tornado, Royal Giant, so Tempura can just go for that really quick cycle like the Hog cycles.
Yep.
A lot of good decks available. Let's see, could be the last game with Yu-Gi-Oh just taking a streak here, 3 wins in a row. Or Tempura. Put it upside down.
Is that the Sparky signal to kisses?
Here we go.
There's that Goblin. Oh, Goblin Gang though.
Gang wins.
Gang wins.
Duh, duh,
Let's go.
duh.
And there it's
Duh,
that
duh.
Princess. All right, so a Giant here from Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has probably gotten away from the Sparky. We'll see.
You can
You don't usually see Goblin Gang with it. See, this is what I'm saying. This is exactly Tempura thought exactly.
Yes. So I think Yugi made a smart choice and changed up a little here.
Yep. It's Minion Horde here. Log coming in to slow down this push. The Princess here will have the range to help deal with these minions.
And against the Minion Horde with that Princess buff.
Oh! Just a hit, just a hit. No
With the
charge.
Princess buff, a Minion Horde is so much weaker now.
Yes.
Tempura is gonna keep that Princess alive. That will be the key.
Yep, goes down pretty quickly there to the bats, though. No real reason. One hit.
Sometimes you get lucky, you get 1 hit. Sometimes
Oh,
you get 0.
yeah. Yeah, you knew that was coming.
Yep.
You knew it.
That's only a 6 elixir trade, so not bad for either.
I guess this actually might be a Sparky deck. It could be that. Could be, but maybe not.
3 Musketeers. The Collector's a little too slow against those goblins.
Musketeers. Okay. That makes sense. But now that he's baited out the rocket, it's going to be a little more difficult to deal with these 3 Musketeers.
When the Minion Horde comes later on with the Collector, now still pre-1 minute.
Yeah. Great placement with that, that Dark Prince.
So you can't really set up a giant attack yet. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is looking for that 1 minute mark plus the Collector. But Collector is basically gone with that rocket now.
Yep. Trying to get the Goblin Barrel to work. The bats and the snowball.
Ooh,
come
it
in.
actually got the initial damage. There's that buff we've been talking about.
Yeah. Princess gets 2 of the bats, but the other 3 are able to get through the defense there.
Oh,
Just survives because of that Inferno Tower. Woo. And that is 1 dead giant.
And Yu-Gi-Oh has to save up his snowball for that Goblin Barrel. So this Princess can be painful
He didn't do it this time. He just let it go.
Yeah.
He's trying to find a way to make a push work here, but this Princess...
Yeah, Inferno Tower, she's leading that Giant all the time.
Yeah, and the Princess just erasing the air units here of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, the Princess hitting all 3 together, still survives!
Oh my god, there's two
these
of
two are
them.
gone.
Oh, there's 2 of them! G-Clap.
How can we have 2 Princesses in
No!
this world? We can only have 1 son.
It's too much! Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Here tapping his fingers. He's trying to find some way.
He says check, but next round he's gonna do something, either fold or raise.
All right, Minion Horde right on top.
Because he doesn't want to take any more damage.
Yep.
But Princess is the problem. Leading Bat. Look at this. Boom.
And he
Nice
doesn't have a
Spirit.
spell. He doesn't have a spell to deal with the Princess.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of knows his future.
Yeah. This is really difficult here.
So I think he's trying to change up by just throwing that Dark Prince, because no Giant this time. Giant is getting wasted all the time by that Inferno Tower.
Oh, look at this push here with that Dark Prince in front. The Goblin Gang just eviscerated by the Dark Prince.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but not too bad on the defense.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! find some answer with by not playing that Giant this time. I think he's got better cycle, actually chipping in some damage now.
Yep. I think you're right. I think it's working a lot better here for him. Here comes this Dark Knight battle in the middle. Immediately, the Minion Horde is down there to try to protect, but the Goblin Barrel got a few in.
A few stabs and a log damage. Yugi trying to put in pressure from both. Few punches, and the Goblin's actually doing more damage on the right.
Yep.
But against the barrel.
He doesn't have an answer for it.
That's it. He put out his last punch, but a counter uppercut comes out from Tempura. We knew he wanted to switch out for a quick cycle, so we had some rock, paper, scissors games going on between these two.
Right, and it was interesting trying to use the Musketeers. There was still a chance after that Elixir Collector that it could have been Sparky. You do see that variant from time to time. But
now you can stop him.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
No. Sorry. We had too many exciting Sparky games.
I know. This was a good game too, but
yes.
Tempura doing exactly what I thought he should do here. Go right to that spell.
Yeah, and a good switch from Yuki if he had done that earlier, and then he started really getting all those Princess, because he didn't really have to wait for those elixirs on that Collector or the Giant.
Right.
But it was still hard because Collector's locked out by the Rocket, Giant's locked out by the Tower, and his winning condition comes out from those two when Tempura's looking for the Goblin Barrel to hit all the time. So that was a matchup, and a tough one for Yu-Gi-Oh! But he's got 2 down already, so it's good.
Yeah.
SB comes up on the stage. Let's see if Tempura can have a sweep back to the team. He still has 2 more players to go through.
Tempura is the only person to beat KK in 1v1 sets so far this season.
Is that right?
That's correct. So this guy's pretty good. Pretty good. I think we're going to take a minute here to get everything set up. SB 2-0ing Hane x Hane in set number 2, looking to see if he can close things out for Talon.
Yeah, bring that strategy book in pink, Master Hong, as SB has swept through this first 1v1 set 2.
Let's see what he's got. Saw Pekka battle ram the first time.
And lots of Sparkies.
And then the balloon Sparky the second time.
Oh, yes.
The balloon part was so cool. With that Lumberjack there as well, makes it really interesting. There's a couple different win conditions going on there.
It's tricky. Of course, with the Rage, you got to be expecting a few. Like the balloon can happen, especially with the freeze, even in 1v1. But Royal Giant is still an option, of course, banned in this matchup, and the one before. But still, there are a lot of others. Even the Dark Prince on the Rage.
Yep.
Pretty scary thing.
Yeah, there's still quite a few different things that could be played here. Curious to see what our players opt to go for. It'll be SB versus Tempura. This is game number 4 of the King of the Hill. Detonation Gaming, basic elimination.
Are you
Arg!
ready for another Sparky?
I'm always ready.
I think Tempura wants to try. Okay, switching up to the Miner.
Ooh, counter Miner.
And the safe placement when the tornadoes are already banned, just to begin with.
There's the Prince here, so Minor Prince so far, a Giant behind here for SB.
Might just be Giant Prince for both, along with the Miner.
Yep, that's kind of what I was wondering. Yep, looks like it.
Gets the charge away with the shield. Not bad for SB when he's got the minions. Extra mega minion.
Yeah, there's going to be a few punches getting in there, though. And that nice poison there ends up doing a lot of damage to the Mega Minion and erases the minions here. Now he's got a Miner in the back. An Electric Wizard comes down here, slowing this up, but that was still a decent amount of damage there by SB.
Yeah, even a zap from SB too. I think he wanted to have another hit from the Mega Minion if that E-Wizard didn't come down by having that zap. So these kind of small tricks and mind games between the two. Yeah, not too far off, only about, let's do the math, 283 away.
Yeah, it's not much.
Yes, I majored in math.
Right away, putting the Miner down, because it presents a bit of a difficult situation for SB since he's already dropped the Giant and he wants to get that Prince out to get behind it. He doesn't have an immediate answer to the Miner, so...
Yeah, Tempura, it's the same cycle for him.
Yep.
Getting the Giant once again.
That Prince, he does a lot of damage, so he's going to end up only allowing one punch to come in from that Giant.
With that extra Mega Minion, SB, yep, can just save up elixirs, not take the damage.
Zap.
Just be close.
It was going to be close.
Huh? Because usually if it's damage, it doesn't.
Ooh. Tried to guess with the Giant placement. Did not quite get it correct. Mega Minion helps out there. Prince dropped for Tempura. He was so good at slowing things up.
Okay, SB wanted to have the defense ready for his own, with his old double Prince. And he was waiting for... He took a lot of damage. I thought he was going for switching side or something like that, because even the Prince gets to finish off.
Yeah, he just isn't able to get what's in there. Just better defense here from Tempura.
Tempura saved up his Dark Prince all this time because his Prince was actually enough to get the Giant with minimum punches. So he is going to continue his streak. SB not coming with a win. King of Hill, only one game. And we go to the final game.
Well, I think having that Electric Wizard there, obviously just in case we get Sparky again from SB.
Yes, that's true.
Also because it like slows up the Giant and the other units, the charging units of SB, makes it just a huge, crucial piece in that matchup.
There was, yeah, those cards were the few differences that we had. And when SB was trying to have some minions pushing through, E-Wizard, of course, a great one to stop it, and a zap. I think Tempura had some great zap timings, canceling some charges, making sure he had some chip damage into the tower as well. So those were the different factors. So instead of just having the Prince and the Dark Prince together, Tempura had a lot more ease and time to use other cards.
Yeah, exactly. Because everything's so slowed up for him. And he's also getting some damage value, right? Because of the stuns and the other things, so these charges aren't coming through. And so you're just getting a lot of value out of that damage trade.
And also having the poison. Oftentimes, the reason why poison is really good with Giant tanks all the damage, and you can use that time for the poison to also destroy all the defending units. So we see that pair up a lot. I think Tempura's got really good use of that poison. And it comes down to this final matchup. Tempura versus Master.
Opting to take a timeout here is Talon. Just make sure got all their ducks in a row. Everything's okay. We'll see what Master Hong has for us. Has he played King of the Hill yet? He probably has, right? Yeah, he has. Okay, he beat Dabong TV and then lost to Expo Master in their King of the Hill game there. And he lost to Expo Master in a 1v1. So, you know, nothing to be too ashamed of there.
With this many Dark Prince, it's not easy to just have like a modal deck with a lot of Goblin gangs and small units to distract. With only a Prince, it was possible because Prince 1-1-1-1-1. Dark Prince, gone.
Yeah. And now that
Skeleton's gone, Goblin's gone. It's
I mean,
with increased area damage.
crazy. So good. So good. So not too surprising that we see it a lot here today. A lot of Dark Prince. And they're thinking it over. I'm expecting more Dark Prince. But what do you want to, like, I guess if you're thinking about countering that, right? E-Wiz is not bad.
Bombers.
Bombers?
No. No. I think Bomb Tower actually does okay.
Yeah.
Not actually putting it in the center, but just near the bridge or the top.
Ah, okay.
It's connecting the death damage. And having a quick cycle can actually... It seems like it's easy against Double Prince, but it's actually not. That's why the Giant Double Prince is actually really strong, even against really cheap cycle decks. That's why a lot of these players are just mashing up with the same deck because it's so good right now in the meta.
I guess Mega Knight's not bad, right? If you can get the jump, if you
Sparky's not bad.
Yeah, Sparky's not bad. You gotta find something to get rid of the shield on the Dark Prince because yeah, once you get the shield down, it is just one Sparky shot to finish him off.
One deck choice. One single game. Yes, pray. Maybe we got Graveyard. Praying for that RNG a little bit. One single game to finish the day. 1-1 at score. 2-2 King of the Hill score.
Ice Golem. I see an Ice Spirit. Rascals. This is gonna be
I hope it's one of those crazy ones from Tempura. We've seen some Rascals and mirror decks from the
Yeah.
China League.
Yeah. That was a really it's like bowler rocket. mirror.
Yes.
Like
And there are some variations with Rascals and also some Tombstones and Graveyards.
this kind of smells like a minor balloon deck here from Tempura, but I'm not 100% sure. There's a lot that could still be back there.
And Masterong just testing grounds of Tempura. Trying to find his cycle with that rage. Maybe looking for the dash. Of course, Tempura's got that reflex timing.
Master Hong, this could be Golem.
Still possible. With lots of big pushes. Maybe saving up for that minute mark. I think you're right.
That's what it.
And Masterong does play a lot of golden decks.
Yeah. And we haven't seen, like, usually you have a lightning in there, right? And we haven't seen any need for that really yet. Yep, there we go. Minor balloon.
Final spell does smell a little bit from Tempura. Let's see. This balloon still has a lot of HP. 1 plus the minor and the death damage.
It's usually a snowball that you have at the end here for this.
No, we see snowballs from both sides already.
Oh, right. There is the snowball.
And
Ugh.
I was hinting for freeze, just in case. From
Ah,
Tempura.
could be.
Uh-huh. I think we are.
It's usually an Inferno Tower.
But he didn't even need to use it, even if it was free, because it was so. It had a lot of health.
It could be an Inferno Tower. It most likely actually is.
And Rascals, just for defense, such a great card. Trying to have that defense. One bad boy in the front.
So far, Master Hong hasn't even needed to show us that last card. He's just getting enough.
But Miner's always connecting.
Oh, just in time.
Good knockback also with stuns from the Electro Dragon. And Electro Dragon bounces off the Rascal, so good cleanup.
Just
And he wants to push with that rage from the Lumberjack.
Oh, that baby dragon is locked on. It's raged up.
Close. And that's going to be Masterong. 3 seconds left. Tempura was yet so close, but so far away. It is Master Hong turning the final game around. Talon takes that final win of the day.
Woo! So, moving to 2-2 is Talon. Great game from them. Went all the way down to the wire, but they pull it out with an excellent 1v1 set from SB. Some great King of the Hill action from Yugi Art, and then Master Hong finishes it up.
Close games.
Ugh.
Tempura, he also had a lot of chances.
Yes.
And he had some great. Well, he's got 2 down already. He shouldn't be that disappointed for his own play.
Yeah, he played really well. He played really, really well.
Yeah, even that final balloon was close. I think the Rascals and somewhat of a got getting that counter by the E-Wizard, the E-Dragon.
Yeah.
That was the problem, which doesn't really happen too many times. I mean, how many times do we see the E-Dragons these days?
It's basically in Golem decks, and occasionally you see it
Oh,
here or
yes.
there in
Uh-huh.
replacements, but it's pretty.
They're replacing the Musketeer or the E-Wizard sometimes.
Yes, but mostly you see it with Golem.
And here it comes. Here we have the results. Game with Brain Esports, Talon take the match wins for tonight. OP Gaming was in first. May not be in first. I think we have to look at the set scores and everything, because they tie up now with Brain Esports with 3-1. Ooh, tough loss once again for Sandbox. 0-4.
Just not their season so far. There's still enough time to turn it around, but it's getting to the point. You know, we're almost halfway.
Yeah, next week.
Or not quite halfway, but
Not quite halfway, but it's all stacking up. Look at the left side. Updated scores on the left side. Talon moving up a little bit. Detonation Sandbox dropping. And look at that. Ooh.
So yeah, the
Game
sets
with
here.
on top by set and games.
Yep, by one set. One set separating them.
So it all counts, as you can see on the yellow font on top right. Match head-to-head, set game, and crown counts.
Really close here in Group A. I
So-
think I think we expect this to be close in both groups because all these teams have gotten so good.
Oh yes. And we saw some crazy decks, lots of fire and charged up lightning, and lots of Sparky today. But Group B is gonna come in 2 days. And Group B, let's see what kind of how they adjusted into the new patch with some meta. We actually end up seeing the Royal Giant and also the Goblin Barrel just once. So I think we're in the mix of still trying a lot of new things. Because
Right.
it's only been not even a full week, 5 days since the new patch. So I think we still have a lot of room for changes. And when we have a lot of these set decks, we'll see the counters to the other decks too.
Yeah, I mean, not surprising to see that Dark Prince back in the flavor, of course.
We're gonna see that a lot.
See him a lot. He's gonna be here a lot. But we're still seeing a lot of the other variations that we're kind of been used to here in this season. The craziest deck today was that Balloon Sparky deck. That one was one that really took me by surprise.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sure
gonna
somebody
try
out
that
there
out.
is like, no, I play Balloon Sparky all the time. And I'm like, okay. I'm sure somebody does.
Yes, and that's why it has made all the way into the league.
Yeah.
It's being used because it's good. I mean,
Yeah, it's good.
the players, whatever players use, they are ready for it. That's the reason why they play it is good. It has been proven during the practice. They can't just bring a random deck and play. It always has been practiced and used and had the results.
Right. Yeah, really great stuff there from SB and Talon. I loved it.
Oh yes, that's it for us. Thursday, day number 1, week number 3. We will be back with more Clash Royale action with Group B on Saturday.